a little exhausted.
I gotta swap real quick if somebody's gonna take it.
She's got my keys in my desk. Just leave my office keys. Or you'll be coming back to get them. All right, we're on, we're live.
Call me in order. 17:37. We need to do a flag salute. Do we have a flag?
Behind us, yes. I pledge
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gonna elect some positions. Board members absent. Do we know who's absent? Planning on coming or missing anyone who's coming?
There's some people coming for special appropriations, but I believe all your board members are here except for the select. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's missing? Is somebody missing? Oh, Dan McCormick's not here. Dan's not here. No, he's out of town. And Mike Berry resigned in the process, so I think that's all we have.
I would normally do secretary first, but we gotta see who can be the chair for reasons. So can we have nomination for board chair? I nominate John Dowdy. If I'm allowed to.
A second.
Thank you, Charlene.
You're welcome.
Any other nominations?
And there's an agenda and,
Nominations. We need, guess we can do a for or against vote. All those in favor?
And there are.
All those against. Do you accept?
There's a couple of changes.
It's all yours.
I had to make because we
You guide me through it.
Let's do the vote.
So the
Yeah,
insurance column
we need nomination on the vice
we talked
chair.
about last night.
Nominate Howard.
And I was able to find this much revenue.
That's kind of a second.
Yeah, I think sure was a second.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's brought this down. below.
Okay, all in favor? Any other
And this
nominations?
column came
Oh,
down.
yeah.
I say 3 times, that was the second time, third time. Any other nominations? All 4? All opposed? He was more unanimous than me.
Thanks to you.
You didn't even oppose yourself. No, I didn't.
It's because he wasn't one for chair.
Right.
I mean, secretary as well, nomination for secretary. Nominate.
Second.
Any other nominations? Any other nominations? None other? Good. All in favor? We're good.
Perfect.
So,
do you want me to quickly go over the documents before we get started?
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Okay,
so
so
the special appropriations first.
do you want to move that instead of
Andy, is that okay if we put
Oh, yeah.
special appropriations first?
So I want to quickly go over the documents you have in front of you. So there is, this right here is the custom expenditure report, budget report for the last 3 years. We had talked last year about having them in comparison. For the most part, they are lined up except for that first year. They don't match like what we had because we broke things out. I think we had that conversation last year, but this gives you a good overall 3 running. And this is what we'll be using going forward to kind of track the expenses. And then this is your initial worksheet here. There's notations under categories like how these numbers were developed, the initial request or current request, and this is the budget request. On the special appropriations, normally your budget request is what the original is. Right now, it's what the selectman recommends because I wasn't able to convert that over to break that down. Basically, they're recommending what's in this document. And then you also have, this is the finalized expense and revenue report out of Trio. So it tells you how we are developing, where we're pulling revenues from. You have this diagrammed here. And then it also shows you with one minor correction on there, where we ended with the expenditures, how we came up with how much we're carrying over from last year's budget. And then on here, this large spreadsheet goes by department of how we're going to fund the budget. with the exception, then when you get down to the total raised category, that's not taking off what they call the state reimbursement. So that'll be reduced by 530,000 tax for taxation. So but we can get into the details of that in a moment. I'm going to step out because my dog doesn't want to go home. Come on. Hey.
All right, so those in the waiting, give us a minute, please. We're gonna get our figure on the paper here. So we're gonna go, the fire department's okay getting bumped below special appropriations, so we're gonna start with the special appropriations. Once one of us finds it, just tell us where it is, please.
Is it page 19?
It looks like it.
I thought it's what it was,
I see it there.
Yes.
19.
That would be it.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
Now how about
All over it.
in our
Let me see what we have here.
custom budget report, we have it in there as well. $40-1, so I'm guessing you might be able to find it if you do that.
That's something. on
Page 41, yeah. And then we will be looking on the expense report.
Those should just be actuals though, right?
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are
so I don't think we
actuals,
really
not as
need to-
important.
Take a close look there.
It's on page 6, second section down, if you wanted to look at it. All right, so. That's all right, it just gave us time to actually
Go through stuff.
figure out where things were.
I apologize for that.
Well, that's-
I meant to get these documents to you sooner, but we were just finalizing some line items and had a couple of unexpected bills that came in that made us have to change all the numbers.
So looking at the spreadsheet here, I see that special appropriations will be looking to raise 30,336 and 10,000 also coming from the TIF.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's primarily because Friends of Lake Winnicott is requesting 25 for the alum treatment, so we're considering that a eligible TIF appropriation. So we're going to try to help offset
Yeah.
taxation for that.
Okay, so I've got, if I'm seeing correctly, I've got Spectrum, Food Pantry, Wallow Cap, New Hope, UPL.
Library.
Community
The
Public
thank
Library.
you. Open Door. The ambulance is in here, but it also has its own thing.
It does have its own category because originally last year we had to do a separate town meeting. They are technically still classified as a special appropriation, but we are under contract. So just in order, instead of changing the spreadsheet, once again, I just left it there for now, hoping that next year will be corrected when we renegotiate the
Okay,
contract.
so we will deal with that maybe later.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm guessing we have some of our visitors that are looking forward to this. So maybe what we'll do is we'll start right here, introduce yourself, and whether if you're with a special appropriations, I'm not going to assume, but it's in the notebooks, maybe you are.
I'm Monica Pettingill. I'm the Development Director and Community Services Interim Director for Waldo Cap.
Okay, Monica. Thank you.
I'm Pat Allen, and I'm a volunteer at the Open Door.
Gene Berg, Director of Union Public Library.
Charlie Schaefer. I'm treasurer for the food pantry and also directors for the Lake Association.
Holly Fleming, I'm the Communications and Development Associate for New Hope Midcoast. New Hope Midcoast.
What's your first name again?
Holly,
Thank you, Holly.
Yeah.
Brian Levesque, President of Friends of Lake Winnicott.
Do we have representative here from Spectrum?
They called and they didn't know if they were going to make it tonight due to scheduling issues, but if, we need to,
Mike Parsons, Captain Community Fire.
Okay, thank you. And
I'm an old
just so everybody knows, Andy.
Andy Clark, Chief.
Sweet, thank you. Okay, go ahead and say.
they call from Spectrum Generations. If we have any questions, we can always reach out to them. I have a phone number to call for availability for them tonight, but they had a scheduling issue where they couldn't get a representative here.
But they did communicate to you.
They did communicate to us. They did complete all of the people that are listed in special appropriations did in fact complete the process of the signatures with the deadline. So they're all eligible to be awarded funding.
Okay,
We have no audio on YouTube.
We have no audio on YouTube. That's interesting. Saying it's there. I mean, mute.
so we are on YouTube, everything.
Yeah, your YouTube, you're live tonight. Yes, yeah.
All right, so
It says it's in use, so it's.
I guess, how do we normally do this if we only do this for a few years?
I think we just go through. I mean, I would suggest we maybe skip Spectrum just since no one's here. Start with the food pantry and then go right down the list as far as anything special appropriations is concerned.
So looking at the food pantry, looks like no change from last year.
We actually awarded 5,000 last year for them. It was recommended by the budget committee last year to go 5,000, but we had put in the budget. Remember, there was a capped article that we had to get pre-approval change to. So we actually awarded 5,000. They requested 3,000 this year.
Okay, so they had requested 3,000 this year.
Mhm.
All right, do you have any questions for Charlie?
Do you have a spiel you want to give us?
Pardon?
Do you have a spiel ready for us?
No, I sent a letter to the selectmen last year. I hope you all got a copy of it. Because I
No.
had a financial report here from last year.
Would you mind just
I'll read
passing?
But that,
I'll read it out loud.
I'll get that for you, Charlie.
I got some notes on there.
We'll just read it real quick and then,
I thought I would be given a copy of it by the town, but that's not a budget check.
Hello, town. Thank you very much for Unity's regular donation of 3,000 to the Volunteer Regional Food Pantry this year, plus a special one-time donation of 5,000 due to the government shutdown. We requested that you again authorize 3,000 for the next year. Your generosity enabled us to provide 16,200 pounds of food to 1,080 Unity residents who otherwise would have required general assistance from our town. Please find the following attached documents: financial statement for 25, and a 7-page petition signed by 80 residents of Unity for an article placed in the town's report next year's meeting. Any questions, you can reach out. Accept my appreciation for all of your dedicated, time-consuming efforts, and very best wishes for a productive and beneficial year. An income report shows a summary of 22,142 income. Expenses, a total of 15,713. Surplus, 6,428. Ending balances,
Because the balance on checking and savings account, it's about 6,000 or 6,600 something.
okay. Yeah, it says that, and it says ending balance is 8,505, surplus 2,221. So I can't provide an interpretation of that.
I think he has some notes there that he
Yeah.
can tell us about.
I think, fortunately, we're not asking for any increase in funds.
Yeah.
Towns been very generous in the past. We also get money from 6 other towns: Dixmont, Burnham, Troy, Thorndike, Freedom, and Knox. So they all contribute to this. That's why our donations that we raised, some towns were 7,500 last year.
I move we approve.
Second.
It has been seconded by the three of you, so.
Take your pick.
Who wants to be the second?
Who's gonna claim it? Who's gonna claim it?
It doesn't matter.
Just pick one.
Yeah. And, any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor? Opposed? Passes unanimously.
Thank you very much, ladies and
Thanks, Charlie.
gentlemen. Thank you.
Have a good evening, Charlie.
A lot of hungry people in town, thank you also.
All right, Monica with Waldo Cap. Do you have anything you want to share with us for Waldo
Sure.
Cap?
I did bring a service delivery report for all of you. This is a summary of our, actually, could I?
Sure.
Sorry, I should probably have one to be able to.
I do.
What's that?
Here.
Okay.
Got extra. I do too.
Makes me feel better then. I was beginning to be like, what did I do wrong?
Extra. So Waldo Cap offers a number of services in the general areas of transportation, community services, housing, which is home repair, not placements. Community services is case management, Maine Children's Trust work. We do whole families counseling and then we have early childhood education and we have, I'm doing this in my head, so I'm trying to check it all off. A number of programs that we offer. For all of those programs, we have to do a lot of work to bring the money into the community so that we are able to offer those programs and services. We also have community partnerships programs that you probably are mostly familiar with, like our Heroes for Hunger program, which delivers food boxes at the holidays, and we also provide gifts for children. So this is a value of our services provided in the community for the dates provided above, September 1, 2024 through August 31, 2025. We always have to go full year back when we're preparing these reports, which we do each fall. And that's just because we want to use our most recent audited numbers so that we can give you the most up-to-date and accurate information. In order to bring some of these contracts in, we are required to raise matching funds, especially for our federal grants. And then other programs that we offer are completely unfunded or underfunded. So we raise flexible funds like this by asking the communities that we serve to provide a flat 2.5% of the value of services we provided to the town to help us have the flexibility to respond to the community's needs.
Okay.
Which of these programs listed are the unfunded ones?
So just as an example, Heroes for Hunger is a great example because we have to do an annual appeal for that. But our child and I'm not going to say yes, that. Thank you. I never can get the acronym completely correct. That's a chronically underfunded program. Every single year we have to use grant dollars that we've raised or money from municipal funding that we've raised to be able to bridge those gaps. Most of our programs are funded but might require a match. So like Head Start programs, early Head Start programs all require us to have a match to be able to demonstrate our local support. Many of our transportation programs also require matching dollars. So anything that's federally funded, generally speaking, will require some sort of a match. This is our primary means of raising that.
Any other questions?
What is the child and adult care program?
The CACFP, that is, we work with child care providers in different communities to help them offset their food costs. So they provide snacks, breakfasts, and lunches for children attending those programs.
Supposed to be like daycares and stuff like that?
Yes. Yeah. They have to participate, they have to be willingly participating in the program. And I think we have between 10 and 12 daycare providers in the county that participate.
Looking here, it appears that very similar is a reason for the financial requests, the same as usual.
Traditionally, we've always funded at 5,000. That we did the original request was 17,564. The board decided to match the 5,000 from last year.
Okay. Any questions on our end for anyone?
Okay, so last year we gave them 5, not 8,800.
Yes, 8,800 was their initial request. That was, I think, 24s is 8,800.
That was our
Yep.
actual though. 8,800 is our actual.
Actually, so we asked for 20,082.
Last year, and then the year prior,
The year prior, I have to.
it might have been an error in the software because there was a bunch of. So 24. So this is, so when it says 24, it's ending, our fiscal year ends January 24, January 25, 26. So this would have been the 23-24 request amount that was awarded, which was before my time. So I'm not sure if that was partially funded by ARPA possibly or something, because I know that some of these programs were funded that way prior. Let me get to that page.
So according to my records, Unity did fund 8,800 last year,
Yeah, it was a year
2
prior,
years ago.
2
Well,
years ago.
2024.
last
Yeah,
year,
sorry.
this is the 2020.
2027,
26, but yeah,
27,
2 times ago.
yeah.
yes,
Last time was 5,000.
yes.
Right.
And it actually, our request went down this year because, again, it's based on a 2.5% flat fee of the value of services. So if there are fewer services used in the community, then obviously that funding would go down a little bit. And we did see a spike during the COVID years because we had rent relief,
Mhm.
and that's now dropped off of the books, so that program is no longer available.
And well, we landed on this number to try to keep it the same as last year due to a lot of economic uncertainties that's coming our way when it comes to county budget and whatnot. And we just decided that, we wanted to maybe focus our attention as much as we could on in-town appropriations for, as a whole. And I mean, I don't say that to be rude or anything, but,
Everybody's facing it.
I don't know what the number is at the county, but it was really big to start.
Yeah.
55% increase.
Yeah, I think it's going to be down quite a bit from.
Yes,
It
I
is.
agree.
Yeah,
but-
we're looking, us ourselves, we were estimating on that first budget, looking from going from 358 a year, to 358,000, almost
Just
half
for
a
a little
million.
insight as to
So,
how we landed on the number,
Yeah.
we just tried to do the same as we did last year.
Right.
I mean, I realize there's a lot of valuable services there,
So, I mean,
That
I
was
can
just-
comment.
that was just our opinion. though.
I've been associated with Walnut Cat for 15, 20 years, both as an insider and an outsider. I served as union representative to the board of directors several years ago, for about 4 or 5 years. So I know the inside, the personal good work that they do. Plus, I know how frugal they try to be. They don't waste money, they're very thrifty, frugal. So I have that from the inside. On the outside, I have 2 friends who were almost out of oil in January. They called Walnut Cat and they gave them oil. There's also transportation down to Dr. Lot, getting transportation to Belfast and Cook, and not get down there. So I just want to show I have my wholehearted support.
Okay. Any other questions or motion from the board?
You want a motion? You want me to motion?
I don't know, I'll move the 5,000.
Second.
Yes. Okay, Larry, you got the second. I got the second.
Yeah.
Discussion?
It'll be recorded as so in the minutes.
All in favor of matching the request, all in favor of recommending the 5,000, raise your hand. Opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Monica, for your time. Okay.
so
yes.
on New Hope, this is another one of those articles that was capped in error. So we actually distributed $720 last year to New Hope.
Okay, thank you. So it'll be a
You're welcome.
$10 increase.
Yep.
And is that what they were asking for?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Holly,
Yes.
there you are. Remember, that was Holly's. Thank you for joining us from New Hope. Would you, anything you want to share with us?
Thanks for having us. Thank you so much for your support. I can talk a little bit about New Hope Midcoast. We're a nonprofit domestic violence resource center serving Lincoln, Saginaw, Knox, and Waldo counties. and we're celebrating our 45th year this year. We provide educational trainings and presentations meant to stop abuse before it begins, legal support, housing for victims. We also provide 24/7 hotline. And I do have some stats from this area as well. Let's see. This past year, we served 14 victims from Unity, requiring 45 staff hours. We provided Waldo County residents with 458 bed nights and offered trainings, presentations for 487 people, in which was 63 hours of our time. And collaboration with our communities means that we can be more effective and impactful. And we're so grateful to have the towns and cities we serve involved in our work.
You provided beds for how many people again?
458,
That's bed nights
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. In Waldo County.
in Waldo County.
Yes,
Okay.
just Waldo County.
Any questions? Selectmen moved it as
requested.
Any questions or a motion from the board?
A motion that we approve as recommended by the selectmen.
Second.
Okay. Any other questions, comments, discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly, for your
Thank
time.
Thank you. Yeah.
Jean, Unity Public Library.
Public library.
I'm just going down my list here.
I don't know if people, got this with their request, it's just a couple of, this will go in the.
This is
in
the town report
town,
stuff, yeah.
Report this year, just kind of a summary of things that we've done. And the other thing you might want to look at is just like the numbers, how many people we serve by town, how many books, DVDs, whatever, in whatever categories. We had a pretty great year, last year, and we did a number of things, started van service for the first time. Our 25 kilowatt solar array went on and took away our electricity bill, which will be huge for the future. Most of our thinking is about sustainability. We've been open for 4 years. We do a lot of things, and we're in the process now. We've just upgraded our whole consortium that we're part of, upgraded the software, and that software lets us catalog not only books and DVDs and things, but also snowshoes and tablets and every manner of thing. That's the beginning of our library of things that we'll be working on this year. Any questions?
Do you have any paid staff?
One paid staff, and that would be me. They pay me $500 a year. I try not to spend it all in one place. It is required by the state that a director be paid. And then we have a nice breakfast at Mammy's with that.
Nice.
And everybody else is volunteer. Volunteers are like dedicated, and we're open 24 hours a week now, and we'd like to move that to 28 in the next year, working our way gradually to 30 hours a week. Any questions?
Any questions on?
We've come a long way since Emily sold us the building.
Thanks for having me.
And we're asking for the same amount that we asked for last year.
I move to approve.
Second.
Just a little interesting tidbit. With 542 members from Unity, that's $5.50 per member using it. I don't know how many books you can buy even off eBay at that price. So, all right. Any discussion? All right. We all in favor of recommending the amount? Raise your hand. Opposed? Opposed. Thank you, Jean, for your time. And for keeping that going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Pat, open door. Anything you want to share with us?
Do you have the
letter that I sent to the?
It's in, yeah, the selectmen have it. It's in
Yeah,
the
we
selectmen
brought-
batch,
We
yeah.
brought it, I can't read it right now. but
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, we provide, the Open Door provides between 240 and 245 meals every Thursday to residents of Unity and about 6 other towns. It costs about $260 weekly to provide the meals and containers. We also pay $100 a month for the electricity bill for the building and purchase propane a couple of times a year when it's needed. And that comes from our funds, which are from donations and money raised through an annual pie sale and raffle. We have a completely volunteer staff, and it's separate from the Unity area food pantry, although we do share the building. And in addition to the meals that are picked up by people coming to us, the volunteers deliver meals to 2 town offices and some other community locations to families. We get local fresh produce donations from Good Shepherd, Daybreak Alliance, MOFGA, Field of Greens, and Waldo County Pharmacy, and even some people that just grow extra in their gardens, so that people can come in whether they get a meal or not, and see the produce, take home whatever they need at no cost to just supplement their budget. And any funds that we get from the town will be used to purchase food and related supplies, and would be greatly appreciated.
And how we landed on this number, if you got, I don't know if you need explanation or
It'd be
not.
good to hear, please,
You know,
yes.
we landed on this dollar amount just thinking that, last year we gave the food pantry an extra $2,000, and in recognition of all the good work that they do for the community, is why we upped.
So it's just matched, basically.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, we did 2,000 extra
Last year to food
last
pantry.
year for the food pantry, so we thought it would be somewhat appropriate to do something similar for the Open Door for all the, you know, all the good work you guys did over. That's how we landed on that dollar amount.
They originally requested 1,000 on
Yeah.
their
And
petition.
that was what we did last year.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
I just have a quick question. You're delivering food to other towns. Are you receiving any sort of funds from those other towns?
Yes, we do, although one of them is Freedom, and I think maybe this is the first year we've asked them. They don't require signatures, they just want a letter explaining what we do, and they put it in warrant and their citizens vote. They don't, 500 would be high for the other town.
Okay.
It's Burnham and Freedom. And, Thorndike.
And we also felt that this was as valuable as a resource as the library. It is another, you know.
Speaking of the library, if we ever have excess produce, we share it with the library because people coming in there, when we have great squash or leeks or things that we get from Daybreak, which is first class, they just snap it up. So it goes to a whole different clientele than comes to the Open Door.
Any other questions or a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the selectmen's $3,000.
Second.
I think I heard a yep and a second. Any discussion? All in favor for approving the 3,000? Opposed? It goes. Thank you, Pat.
Very much.
And Brian,
Good evening.
thank you for joining us.
Brian Levesque again, Friends of Lake Winnetonka. A few years ago, we with the support of the town, we underwent a renewed watershed, Unity Pond watershed-based management plan. And what that is a 10-year plan to to address and try to fix stormwater issues that come into the lake that causes the lake to turn green, right? We're on the state's most impaired lakes list. There's 23 of them, and we're one of them. So part of this plan calls for an alum treatment. And the alum treatment addresses the sediment phosphorus in the bottom of the lake. So that it's just one part, it's just one milestone of this 10-year plan, but it's a necessary milestone to get there. We started out raising funds last year, and lo and behold, Susan Collins was able to get us $2 million on an interior department budget. That $2 million is 80%. It's an 80-20 federal match, 20% local money. So we still need to raise $500,000. Currently, with cash and pledges from private shoreline owners and others, we're right around $400,000. We do have a private a friend, anonymous friend that is matching every dollar that we raise locally. So we're coming to the town, both Unity and Burnham and Troy and Thorndike, and we're asking for $25,000 from Unity, $25,000 from Burnham. A lot less from Troy and Thorndike, because of the property population difference in towns. This $25,000 will be matched, and that would get us to our 20% match if both towns agree. This alum treatment is not a silver bullet. It's not going to last forever. What we do in this next 10 years management plan, like I said, this is just one milestone and more milestones to hit. Will determine how long this treatment will last. Historically, they go from 7 to 20 years. And
Is there a second treatment that needs to be done?
well, originally we were going to split it up into
Okay,
two.
Yep.
For cost wise, we didn't think we were going to get this far.
okay, I must have missed
The
that
the
piece.
federal money was a long shot.
Gotcha.
It was Plan B. But Plan B's turned into Plan A.
Hey, we like it when that happens.
We like
So-
Plan B.
We like Plan B.
Yeah, we're all for Plan
Now,
B.
the Science Advisory Committee, people we have informing us on this and guiding us through it. That's still to be determined, but we will do it in two treats. We can do it in one, or we might do it in two to help the longevity of it. But that's yet to be determined.
Yeah.
So those funds federally could be kind of reserved for a second treatment.
That's kind of an answer we don't have an answer for.
Gotcha.
So that would be part of the decision-making process.
Yep.
Whether we can do that or not. So,
And we left this dollar amount in there. It's kind of a shocker to look at, but it's been a while since the community had invested in the lake, and all three of us selectmen signed this petition. So why not? It's too big of a decision for us to make, I think it deserves to go in front of the citizens, is the way we felt as written for the 25,000.
And we did, if you look at your revenue spreadsheet, we did allocate 10 from TIF because it is a TIF
Oh,
eligible,
that's great.
to help reduce taxation, because traditionally our special appropriations are funded by
So
taxation.
it's really only 15.
So it's only 15 for them. Yes, it's already,
Would
there.
that TIF be able to be put into something else that we're not going to be putting into, or is it just a matter of, like, are we borrowing from Peter to pay?
no,
Paul?
we are not. No,
Okay.
we are not. We're taking it from the allocation from this year.
John, I'd like to add something like Brian said. The major thrust of our effort is this, and this is a big expense. But this just takes care of what's in the lake now. We also have an effort going on, a program going on to try and prevent more phosphate from going in, an erosion program, okay? We went around 2 years ago, we went around and surveyed every property on the lake, where we found places that were bad and good. We got put, help support some of the landowners in improving their lake. the Rouge Outer Lake, so. I mean, it's one thing to get rid of what we got now, it's another thing to try and keep it from coming back and getting worse.
And the,
Stop.
and the citizens approved,
So, I mean,
you know, $40,000 at last year's meeting to go towards that stabilization at Canopolis and the boat ramp.
Right.
Yeah.
On top of the 25, you know,
How much of that 40,000 have you spent?
zero.
Zero, we're still working out the logistics because we just got the bids in, the revised bids for the two projects.
One thing I'd be curious about is I've heard that China did this treatment. Is that accurate?
Years ago they did, yes, and they're planning another one.
And if I recall, when I was young, years and years ago, the lake was awful. Now, from what I've seen, beautiful.
Real estate values reflect it too. Something weird about China, people pay more to be there. It's weird, like I can't use it as a comp for Albion. It's just-
This is becoming more and more of a popular thing, about 10 or 15 towns, other towns besides China, are doing the same thing, and you're like, hey, we've got to do something. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on lakes that have recently had it, and it's pretty amazing. I mean,
Mhm.
the prop wash.
Yeah.
I thought I was in the Caribbean. I mean, normally it's like a dark brown, mucky looking thing, and all of a sudden we go back there duck hunting, and
You can see the bottom.
well,
I think personally, I look at it this way. How much of our economics comes from that lake?
Good point. Or how much isn't coming from it right now because of the condition of the lake.
Now, there's approximately, I think, I put this in, around $30 million of assessed property value in Unity alone.
Yeah.
$30 million.
So,
You know, East Pod did one 6 years ago, and they were green. I mean, my mother had a friend, I swam in the Kennebec River, right? That's where I learned to swim in the Kennebec River. I wouldn't swim in East Pond, it was that
hey,
bad.
come on.
It was green, but they've been 6 years and they can still see 15, 20 feet of water.
Yeah.
You know, there's some spots coming back that bad, some, you know, it's not, like I said, it's not perfect. Definitely gonna
It's my son, I'm sorry.
Take your time.
Hey,
You know, there's also a UMO study on, we have it on our website, they did it in '96, and they did, and that's a 16-page study on shoreline values and water clarity. And they took China Lake as a case in point, it's in there, and it's terrific, you know, they proved that it's nothing but good economically.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, for every meter, they got it down to a science, for every meter of clarity improvement, you could account for like $80 per shoreline foot.
all right. I think we have pretty good discussion here. Anything else we need to
I
discuss?
just want to make sure I'm clear on something. If you get the money from us and the other two towns, plus the matching, you will have enough to open up the grant. Okay.
Do I have a motion?
I'll motion for move forward with the 25,000, 15 of which coming from tax, 10 of which coming from TIF.
I'll second that.
Okay, any more discussion amongst us?
Let me go back to Larry. Larry, I said we have, with our pledged amount, because we asked people to donate 2% of their assessed value over a 2-year period. And the first year's come up, so that money's come in. We still have about $60,000 outstanding in pledges that's payable in December, this fall. So just to clarify that. We don't have that money yet. It's there.
Having first and second, any other discussion? All in favor?
Agenda right there.
Opposed? Thank you, Greg, for the explanation, and for your time.
Thank you.
Brian,
Brian.
sorry.
I've been called worse. I've been worse. Thank you guys.
Chris, you want a pen?
The last appropriation was Spectrum. they did connect with us, that's why they're not here. If they hadn't made a connection, I'd be a little bit more like, come on, what's going on? But at least they did connect and explain that. Any discussion?
In the interest of time, I'll motion that we move forward with the 606.
Do I hear a second? Larry, second.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
Perfect.
Okay. So appropriations is done.
Do you want to go ahead and deal with the
And
ambulance
yeah,
right now?
let's touch the ambulance while we're here.
With the ambulance, we signed a 19-month contract. It was a 7-month and then a 12-month renewal, automatic. We already had asked in taxation for the 195, 998 and change. I put it's rounded up in there. But because we started that contract mid-year and it was only 7 months, we were able to carry forward from that appropriation from taxation, 81,666.74 to help fund this year's ambulance contract. So we're only going to be asking in taxation for that 114,332.26, which is on your spreadsheet here. So that's helping us a little bit there. And then at that point, we're hoping that by the time this contract is ready to renew, we will be in negotiations with a quasi-municipal entity, and the structure of how that's paid will be different.
Great.
That's what the ambulance is working towards?
Yes, yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. Any discussion?
I mean, I think it sounds like we've already approved it anyway,
Yeah,
so
Any
Yeah.
I
motion?
motion that we
One
This
approve
is
the
the
one.
ambulance.
The 195.
It just has to be. We just have
So
to
it's
get
gonna
the
be
rest.
approving 114,332.26 raised with 81,008.
Correct.
Yes, that's how the article
That's
will
from
read.
the last year we've already.
Yep. Yeah, because when we got to the point for taxation for commitment, we opted to tax for the full amount based on what they approved at the June or July meeting, I forget it was. Because they approved all of it, even though we were going with a shorter contract, we are obligated to use that first, not tax again.
Gotcha. So we carried it right.
Carried it forward. Yeah.
And we are under contract.
And we are under contract until the end of January, with an auto renew clause in that contract. So we're automatically renewing pending funding for this year. So,
Yeah.
Did you get a second?
Now we need a
I
second.
need a second still. Yep. John. Any more discussion amongst the board? Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, so that does clean out the appropriations completely. And we have fire department.
which if you go, I think it's page
They have their
7
own-
of
they have
your
their own special
request
tax.
worksheet. Page 7 of the initial request worksheet.
Okay, and
Anybody that doesn't recognize that.
After that, we can go right back to the beginning of the book and just follow right down through. That's how I set the agenda up. I apologize for the confusion.
no, this is good.
But I made it, I thought it would make it easier to get through those where people are here to talk about their budget.
Yeah, no, I think it's good to not make people wait for.
Yes.
And we're page 16 on the custom budget report.
Yes.
Thank
You might even be able to park up there now.
I mean,
I was gonna say,
You might even be able to park
I
up
parked
there.
across the road, cause
Yeah.
that's.
I'm over here.
Yeah, Scott was watching out for them.
Okay, so we are,
Park truck.
Andy
Thanks for your
and
videos.
Blaine, welcome to our meeting. I mean, you've already kind of welcomed us to the official, this is your time to. We,
To shine.
yeah, to shine.
Yeah. Let me get out of your way.
I have no hair.
I haven't seen it yet. I just told Ron outside.
Yeah.
All right, if you're okay, board, to let them maybe just quickly, you wanna let them quickly chat, or do you wanna look over and ask questions first?
Okay, so this year's, ask was, 51,113 over from last year, to a total of 123,912. Two big drivers for the budget this year. One is salaries. Every year minimum wage goes up. We do pay, so much more than minimum wage. Just a little bit more than that. Plus, we have some additional for personnel, which also drives up, more active people drives up some salary. I was a little bit over my line item last year on wages. The second driver for the increase is turnout gear. Turnout gear has gone up significantly to the tune of almost $4,000 a set, which is insane.
Yeah.
And those prices aren't coming down, like, never go down.
No, they, what are you gonna do, not equip a firefighter? And they know it.
Right, well, that's the problem, is they know it. So, those are the two big things. Other than that, you guys don't see my line items, or do you see mine?
They do see your
Okay.
line items, and I
So
have
I-
broken them out.
So I did add some more line items compared to last year, just to break stuff down, more to make it easier for me. It's all about me,
Right.
just remember that.
Yeah, I do.
Mainly if you see a 0 in the column under current budget, that's a new line item where it was consolidated in another location last year. But it helps for tracking purposes,
So
not
the-
only for them, but also for the administration when we have to declare our fixed asset report.
So, yeah, so it's kind of hard to compare most of my line items from last year,
Swing
you're looking at line items. Except for salary, payroll,
Get the serial number off.
training utilities are the ones that really carried over, everything else had to be tweaked a little bit. That's my spiel, I don't want you guys to be here all night.
So in last year's, like the way the Trio software was set up, the equipment, vehicle, and gear and such like that was under the maintenance segment topic. So if you look at like under maintenance, for example, last year it was $22,150. That was purchasing of equipment and the maintenance thereof. So breaking it out and creating their own supply equipment and then the maintenance thereof, it tells us if we're the equipment that we're doing more maintenance, say on the vehicles year over year. Obviously, that might be probably looking at investing in replacement or some other alternatives. And it shows us if we're spending too much in maintenance, therefore we do need to look for other alternatives. It also keeps it lined up so that he can keep track of what is being spent out of each section. Like for example, a lot of the radios, that's where the forestry grant goes. That's where we use that line item. It's easier for us to track here and for them as well. That was mainly like for example, SCBA is now, that was including the cost of SCBA. Now it has its own line item for the purchase with only the maintenance thereof and also the I think it was the testing as well as separated out too.
Correct,
Yeah.
yes. We have to test SCBA's every year, so there is a maintenance line and equipment line for that.
All trucks are paid off?
Yes, we paid them all
As
last year.
of last year, yeah, we were able to pay off the loan early, saved a bunch of interest. Actually, Charlene even looked at paying the station off early, but unfortunately, we were unable to do that due to the agreement of loan.
And so the way the loan was written, it has federal funding, so therefore it's required to go the term, which is expiring in 2032. I am in negotiations and talk with the bank to do a refi so that we can reduce some costs and interest, but it isn't a huge impact, so it depends on what the cost of that refi
Right.
would be. So we just put the basic, when you get out to debt service, you'll see it's just the installment payment that we have scheduled currently in the budget.
Gotcha.
So is that the only debt we have now?
Currently, yes. And the goal is so that we're trying to clear things up as quickly as possible so that we can look at bonding for road work in the future, like for paving and such like that, because that's going to become a concern sooner than later, sooner than we want it to be.
I mean, okay,
After just finishing paying off the last one.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're almost there.
We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost to that point again. Usually about a 7-year rotation. 7-year rotation is usually what they look at for paving.
I'm sure it's a heck of a lot more expensive this go
Oh, I'm
around.
sure it is. Yes.
do we have any questions?
Yeah, probably, huh?
Board for the fire department, selectmen?
If you look at funding, we're looking at raising primarily the majority of that budget using some of their fire contracts from Mofca to offset payroll. because we traditionally allow them to take their unfunded, the remainder of their budget and roll it into the capital improvements account, which is also reflected on the spreadsheet of how much is left over that they're rolling over.
You did have an increase of our contract, very little with Kennebec County.
Yes.
I would say,
Plantation, and I do plan on, asking for more, even though it won't affect this year, affect next year from last year this year.
how much are we getting from Kennebec now?
74, 75?
Yeah, I did three, but did I do three?
I think it
No,
was 3%.
I don't know, it only ended up being like,
I want to say
maybe
it's like
10%, it was like less than $1,000.
Yeah, I think it's close, because I think last year I was looking at funding, it was 74, 75 for last year. I think it's right around 8,000. Like, don't quote me on that, but I can pull the contract if you need it.
Where is that seen in here? There's like 640.
So that funding gets, traditionally, we take that money and put it into their capital improvements account.
Gotcha.
So under, if you look at your fire contract income, the total income, there was some left over from an incident that we finally got paid on.
Yep.
So you add the 6640 and the 13,720, being that 20,412.50 of income is all their contract income. We've deviated this much to cover the MOFGA. We basically took the salaries from last year, what we expended last year, and figured out an averaged about a 3% increase, but then we realized it really didn't matter. And that amount was right about what we had applied last year from their contract. So we kept that amount the same and allowed the remainder to be appropriated to go to capital reserve along with their leftover budget from last year, which was the 267611.
Questions or motions?
So to be clear, the total that is requested is the 131,902, is that
Yes.
accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And 6640 is coming from income, 125,262 is coming from taxes.
Correct.
The only other question I have is related to last year. It looks like last year budget was 118,789,
Mhm.
with the actual being 116 and change.
Mhm.
Was all of that from taxes? I guess what I'm trying to understand is the
Nope,
net delta.
actually, yep, let me take these real quick, I have that. Remember where Chris, can you hand me that top blue binder? On the expense worksheet, page 7 and page 16 on the worksheet. Just a second, I'll get that for you. I meant to. So last year, they used 6640 from their
Mhm.
contracts, and then 112, 149 from taxation. That's been traditionally the process there on
So we're
that.
adding about 13,000.
Roughly, yes, yeah.
Gotcha.
Where'd the 131 come from? Is that one?
The one,
Versus my 123,902 ask?
131,902, wasn't there. We had to add in something.
No idea.
Let's see.
I mean, I'll take more money, but I mean,
Let me look at your original and see what the difference is, because I know that I caught
was that my rate?
let me get your original. How much was your original?
123,902, that was approved by the selectmen. So it was only a 5113, that's what I was
Quite a bit, so.
wondering why you have a,
Hold
I think there's a math there someplace,
I think there is too. I'm trying to find your original.
and I'll be honest, and
Well, and why I asked that question is because I heard you
Yeah,
say
no,
what the
I-
delta was, and
I-
I'm like, wait a minute, where are these
yeah,
numbers?
no, I don't know why there was a,
No, I mean, and frankly, the way that I look at it is that's less than a 5% increase, which frankly, in today's day and age, is pretty reasonable, in my opinion.
Do you have a copy of yours? Because I am
the
having,
budget, yeah, I'm going through it now. Let's see.
I can go print another one, but I thought I had it in this. I'm thinking I might have transposed a digit somewhere, it sounds like. Because we had talked about like changing like a portion from one area to another, and I'm wondering if,
Yeah, just.
One didn't get
sewer, just
changed.
200, but that's no thing. 14,
had it in this folder. I apologize for that.
Nope, not a problem at all.
No idea, so.
No idea. I'm thinking it's gonna be, as part of the changes to the line items that when I added them, maybe one didn't get. What's this one? Let me go, if you guys want to,
So I will say, and granted, I just used AI to do this, but, the numbers in this sheet do add up to 131 items.
yeah, they do, so
They
it's definitely do. So let me go, pull a copy of,
You just, I'm finished just.
yeah, this is autumn, this
Yeah, I just
this
took a picture
worksheet.
and said some of the numbers. in the
So
right
this
column.
worksheet is all done right by the software, so
Yeah.
it should be correct. So let me go and,
How much difference are we again, Andy? What's your number?
This number is 123,902.
Okay, so it's 8,000. What's 8,000?
A copy of that.
Well,
post testing and-
Yeah,
Pump
host-
slash ladder,
right, that-
4,000.
Yep,
Plus I had a.
Andy, what does this mean to you? So pump slash ladder, 4,000, post testing, 4,000. It
Yeah.
gets listed in the budget request?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Is that part of yours?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, because that totals 8,000.
what else could be? Gear, we've got 8,500.
So we have equipment maintenance is still $2,000. SCBA maintenance is $2,000. We need to maintain that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right, so.
We don't have a lot of choices.
Because I use-
I was gonna say, I'm like, I'm not seeing,
We don't do that in SCBA.
I'm just looking to see what's. I'm seeing decreases, minus the salaries.
And the only other thing,
Electricity went up.
unless it's multiple line items, it could be under,
The last column's going on.
Because we split these out, remember we split these out, but then we moved them up here.
Yeah, for some reason those weren't crossed over on my Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, so our number in the trio is actually should be the requested. Does the selectmen want to take a look at that again?
I think we looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, we had talked about
We didn't add it
approving the
up.
120, we approved
I
the
didn't
123.
physically add it up.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't,
So
yeah, my Excel was wrong for some reason on my pump testing and water testing. It didn't carry it over.
By a full wheel.
over.
That's what I get for using my Microsoft product.
So
I double checked
For
it 3
home.
times.
the selectmen are requesting us to
So-
appropriate, I should say, raise and appropriate 131,902.
Yeah, and that is in fact that what his spreadsheet added up if the formula had calculated correctly.
Okay.
The numbers, like we just went down through, the numbers that we inputted into Trio match the numbers on the spreadsheet from the original question by line item, and just the totals didn't.
Good move.
Do you realize how much his blood pressure just went up over there?
You guys' blood pressure good?
All right. Okay. so
Any
now
other
that-
questions or a motion?
a motion, we approve the 131,902.
I'll second it.
Just so you guys know, my fiscal year 24-25 was 136, 164. So actually more than that.
Okay. We have a motion with second. Any more discussion amongst the board? Okay, all in favor? All opposed? And Emily, you absentee yourself? Absentee.
I have a little piece of salary in there.
Especially since she gets a raise in this budget.
You guys tell me I should have done that with the ambulance as well, because I.
We'll be
get a
sure
little
to add it up next year when we look at it.
It's not very much, right?
I'm
I just think
gonna
it's.
start that
difference up somewhere.
I'm gonna use Google Sheets instead. Yeah, I don't know, I always use,
I
The
tell
only thing I
you,
can think of is that you
This.
probably had it auto summed and then those 2 lines got added.
After the
and
fact.
then, and then the calculation didn't get
And I
updated.
double checked everything like 3 times and.
I'm thinking that where there's that gap between the
I
bottom
think it
section, it
messed
didn't
that
pull
up.
that, it didn't pull those last 2 in when you split them out, so.
Okay, so if my understanding's correct, Andy and Blaine, I think you guys are welcome to stay or leave, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Either of you are town members, so I guess.
No. I got another budget meeting, so.
All right.
Oh, boy.
We'll grab those.
Thank you for your service, guys,
Yes, thank you.
and you too, Emily.
See you guys.
You're doing more in this town than I am right now. All right,
I know, they got bad.
let's move our papers to the natural position.
page 1.
And from here on, we're going to. I'm just curious, why is it stapled on this side?
It's the way I don't know. It was just, it stapled it. I'm happy. The machine did
Oh, the
it.
machine did it?
Yes, it wasn't me. That's what that beautiful big monstrosity of your tax dollars paid for a few
Okay.
years ago. It does make this
It
stuff
doesn't make
easier.
sense, but at least it's done.
It's done. Yes.
Thank you.
And it also makes the town report for us, so that's even way better. I'm glad I'm not sitting there stapling 250 copies of it. Yep, absolutely.
All right.
One of those, and an updated, I did an updated. Yep, and then here's an updated for all of the corrections that we made last night. I was telling, what's that? So the things that got changed last night after our meeting is that I was able to pull more money out for revenue for cemeteries to help reduce taxation there. And then I got the 25 workers' comp audit, and it was double of what it was last year, so I added that to the insurance line. So something we can't avoid, but it did. But then the administration line dropped because I was able to calc out all of the FICA, Medicare, PFMLA, all that stuff. That was based on percentages after we had adjusted salaries. So that's a clean copy of that. And then, Tony, do you have one of these? The big ones? Yep, right here. That's the allocations.
All right. We are on page 1, all the way through for administration. And let me get the right thing in front of me here.
Are we looking at a number of 349,822 for admin?
So let's go to the end here, 349,822.
And that is carried excise, ad fees,
Yep.
bank interest, cable. What's cable?
So we have the franchise fees that we have with Time Warner for Spectrum for them to be able to use I think it's using the lines, correct, Tony? How that works? So it's like a lease it's a contract that's a 10-year contract, and they send us a portion of those fees every year.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we use that to help, basically because that we were going to originally hire someone to manage the website when Brianna and I was able to change our website to Town Cloud, and we were both very familiar with it. We eliminated hiring for that position and they were going to use those fees to fund that position. So rightfully, we use those to fund the administration department now. So.
Okay. Cable fee, plumbing, bills and minutes, lien fees. Lien, remind me what that's about.
So the lien fees, so the way that the lien fees work is that we charge it to the tax account, and then the citizen, then when their lien gets paid off, we get refunded that amount. So it's basically just transferring it from one revenue back into covering the costs, but we still have to upfront put out that amount, and you can't charge your expenses against revenue, so you have to put it in your expense column. So we've upped the lien fees, but shows that it's being funded by the revenue that's coming in on an annual basis from the liens being paid off.
And my question, what are we covering with TIF in the administrative?
We are covering, so there are TIF eligible hours for the administration. for some of the payroll to do the updates for the calendars and such for the website and the Facebook page that helps spur growth. Administration of the finances for the TIF account can be charged off there. That also adds in, we traditionally pay the KV cog fee. That's part of that. That's if we get down into the budget, you'll see the amounts down later on in the administration budget being the amount for that KV cog is added to that point.
I think my main question is, it looks like we're total is 349,822, last year being 271. That's
No, last year, if you look at, so last year when you're looking at that report for that year, that was a little different. So if you look at the initial request form, if you go all the way to the end, it totals up last year in current request. 319,545 was the original request last year.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I must be on the wrong page then or something.
Well, on that custom report, again, that's going 3 years back, but if you recall, we were talking about how they had clumped together things and some
Right.
things were in the wrong departments.
Mhm.
Election clerks were being paid in a different section. So it was a part that there's a little bit of misconstrued numbers there. So it's kind of like, we just kind of have to like get through it till we are on the clean
Got it.
reporting.
Hey, understood.
yeah.
Understood.
So, but I do have, how we funded administration last year, the amounts by classification here, that was in the town report last year, if you want to reference how much we're doing, how we're doing that. Last year, we didn't use the bank interest, because we were, I made a request to the select board to change our banking from holding a 1% sweep account to putting into an ICS service account. And the first 3 months, we generated almost $17,000 in interest
Great.
based on our income. So I didn't put that into this value, but that $51,075 is the interest drawn on just the general fund of income for one whole year. So we felt that that would be, instead of just growing the general fund, because we're still holding fast at the 1.2 undesignated, it's wise to use as much revenue as you can to keep taxation down when you go to fund it. So we're trying to find creative ways of doing that by pulling the revenues from the prior year.
So you may have said it, but how does the raised taxes compare this
To last
coming
year?
to last year?
So last year, we raised 174, 150, 65 for administration, and now we brought it down to
So it
170.
actually went down.
It went
So that
down,
number,
yeah.
then again, I think that's just because
Yep.
obviously things are being run more efficiently.
Yep.
You know, we're
So
getting-
I was able to
That's
pull
great.
in this year, the bank interest we pulled in. We pulled in the plumbing fees this year because we pay our current a CEO and plumbing inspector
Right.
salary or paid by hour, whereas before we funded and paid our prior person for inspecting the local fees. So now we're taking what we reaped in local fees on the plumbing permits, plus what we have collected in building fees to fund his budget. Now, if you go to your expense report, we've still left our line item 13,000 for him, but he only expended just under 8,000 for payroll for him. But he did start in February, and it was a lot of catching up. If that continues to stay in that line, maybe next year we can drop that. He's not obviously he's not going to request a wage. It means he gets paid $35 an hour, so he's not asking for any additional funds there. So those are two of the major that. And also now with the ACO, he's actually following through with fines. He's following through with awards. So he's taking people to court on the dogs. We're starting to reap income from the fines that are collected by the court system. Therefore, you see down there that we have 375 applied from fines to help fund the ACO budget as well,
Yeah, I
because
think-
he's in administration.
I think that's fantastic,
Yep.
to be able to, obviously increase the dollar amounts and
Mhm.
obviously pay people a little bit more while still saving on
Mhm.
taxes. I think
Mhm.
that's great.
I just cruised through, it looks like it's, like some of the increases are things that are salary based and, I mean, all of us are seeing electrical go up
Mhm. And we did, electrical, we may see go down, but we wanted to hedge our bets with a percentage. We are working on an agreement with Solar Earth to absorb, to get a discount through using the solar farming program. We haven't got into that contract yet. We're still working on it, but they agreed, I believe it was a couple meetings ago, to kind of work forward to see if we can get that reduction in our electrical bills, which would be about 15% once it starts kicking in. So we may see a reduction next year, but to be safe, as far as where the contract's not signed, and based on the percentages that we're seeing from CMP, we did pad that a little bit to make sure.
And no penalty for withdrawal,
Correct.
so he says, if it doesn't pan out.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's was said verbally.
Questions or motions?
A motion, we move forward with the 349,822 coming from the
Funds that.
lots and lots of forms of income, which we would like to see.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. Any more discussion amongst the? All in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous.
Perfect.
So now we move to O2, right?
Page 7. Oh, no,
No,
that's,
we've done
that's
that.
fine, we've done that.
So you can go to page 10, which is winter, summer, basically public works, winter, summer roads. And there is notations in the fields under some of these. I didn't list the road work we anticipate doing under the 214,000 on page 1 at the bottom. Waning Road is one of the things that we have been, but I had forgotten and I could not find my notes on what other roads we were going to do. But we have a 5-year plan of like making sure the roads are getting prepped for eventually paving. So we are basically taking that 214 again and utilizing it. On your spreadsheet for summer roads, we're carrying forward 73,653.43 because we ran out of time and weren't able to get to the Waning Road on last year's budget. We still have funding in our public works reserve account. We funded last year 108,000 and change. This year we'll be pulling 146, which should leave us close to 50,000 in that account as well after we've made. We are using our LRAP funds, which we are required to use them for road work or put them in a reserve by law. We're pulling 7,000 from undesignated. And then in the winter roads, we renegotiated our contract with our current provider. He's going to give us the same matching price for last year's this upcoming year for our contract, and then the following year will only go up $10,000 for a year. So we opted not to take the bid that was presented, and we renewed our contract, or in the process of renewing the contract with Littlefields.
So we had a bid from another department.
Right, because we
Yes.
did what we discovered after we had released the request for bid. We discovered that we hadn't offered Todd his 2-year extension like traditionally they have. Not to mention Todd's been plowing the roads in town for 20 years. It's kind of scary.
Minus 2 years or 1 year.
1 or 2 years, yeah. And so, I mean, the board can speak to this, but they're saying it's better to stay with what we know than go with someone that didn't.
That
was,
last time.
It was someone that was
It
coming.
substantially lower. too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's also
Right.
has not done this project, also did not have the number of trucks. It was 70,000 less.
Yeah, 280.
It was $70,000 less, but there were concerns about,
Sometimes,
he's been
Things can
in
be
long-term,
too good
long-haul
to be
trucking
true.
for a long time. He did used to plow for a big city, but as you guys know, plowing in a big city is way different than plowing on our rural dirt roads. So, I mean,
a one-man operation.
and it was one driver. So, and Todd uses 3 drivers,
yeah,
I
you
believe.
don't,
Yeah.
you don't know. I mean, we didn't sit down and talk. with
One
Todd
man?
about-
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it sounded like.
Yeah.
You know.
Was
And
he
it-
planning
and it-
on trying to hire anyone?
I don't.
Yes, I would imagine. I mean, some people,
I'm like, if you're gonna plow this town with one person, you don't know much about
I
plowing.
mean,
Well,
it,
yeah.
it worked out with, Albion. I mean, they took a gamble on Spalding's, and I think they even fronted them money up front to purchase
Equipment.
trucks, because he didn't have any trucks.
Oh my
He didn't
God.
have any trucks when he put in a bid for it.
Oh my gosh.
I don't like my phone ringing yet.
No, that's a leap of faith. I mean,
So we
Uh,
were, we knew.
but we certainly thought that we could just,
So what's what did we increase this year from last year?
Looks like we decreased.
We decreased. So, if you want to go down through page by page really quick, because it's a small
We
category.
spent less than we budgeted.
Yes,
But
we also reduced the,
budget went down.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I was thinking about winter roads.
so
contract.
on winter roads is the
Same.
same, 325. 30,000 is our supplies, that's our, salt. And we noticed that we have had this $5,000 in the maintenance and improvement section of the winter road budget, which has not been used in 3 years, so we eliminated it. Most of our maintenance doesn't come in the winter time. The most that we may happen to do is go out and fill a pothole because it's too big for the plow. Most of your maintenance comes in your summer roads. So we eliminated 5,000 there. We reevaluated the electricity based on expenses, having it in the correct locations and the correct fields in our budget. So we, if we go, let me look at the expense report. If we look at electricity, I think we were under 8.
We got 35 miles of road.
34 point.
Something like that.
Yeah. Pretty close.
So-
35.
Let's see.
10,000 a mile for winter maintenance.
So, yeah, on summer roads and utilities, we expended 77,49,15. I dropped it down from
Yeah,
last
the
year's
other
budget
bid
of
was like
95 to
280.
9,000 because
I mean, it was
streetlights
quite a
can
bit
be
lower.
excessive and there's also Lisa payments involved in the streetlights. So we went with 9,000 there. So that was a reduction. Supplies stayed the same. Under our,
And nobody liked them. They kept on getting stuck and roads were getting plowed, roads were getting missed.
It's a pretty fun town meeting.
Oh, yeah, we broke everybody was like, let's break the contract.
Yep.
so.
First time I held my ground at town meeting.
So what we did with we cut the funding in the maintenance department because we found that we
They've
went
been-
shopping. We
they've
went
been
shopping
pretty
for our
good. I mean,
vendors. So
Oh,
our grading, we normally have had Freedom do our grading. So we based it on last year's because at the time we anticipated Freedom doing our grading. They no longer were able to do that, but the person who worked for Freedom opened his own business. So Tony primarily negotiated with Isaiah. So a labor cost, we funded the fuel and we rented a grader and our cost to grade the roads twice this year came in at 84.89. So we
Almost
dropped
half.
that down 5,000 from last year's budget. General maintenance was down, so we dropped that down by 4. Trimming, we didn't know where we were gonna hit in trimming, so we went high last year at 20. This year with a new vendor that Tony found, we have been very pleased with the work that they've been doing for the small trimming, roadside trimming of the
it was there
shrubbery.
last year.
Did we use it? I think we used them at the end of the year last year and we're like, we're gonna,
There's the Quaker Hill in the spring.
that's right.
Yeah. and so we went down on that because we didn't, Tony, do you recall the roads that we did?
We did,
What, as far as-
Fisher,
Mhm.
we did Fisher, we did, Libby. last
Bryant.
year. What was it last
I think
year?
he did Libby at the end of the
Yeah.
year, Bryant,
And then we
right?
did Bryant Road this year,
Town Farm.
Town Farm.
Where I live, that's where we tried to concentrate on.
I don't think anybody trimmed around
That's all the town roads are, though.
I'm about ready to cut some trees by that bridge.
So 10,000,
Isn't that part of getting on the select board?
so we basically expended 10,225. So we're gonna try to keep our trimming budget in that area and use it as a maintenance category, like a consistently hitting as, so we're starting to get caught up.
Money out of my pocket for nothing.
And then, of course, we want to try to
Brush is
impact the
only
road
taking our
work
roads
maintenance,
when it gets
to stay the same, putting the same amount of
Fisher
money
Road
into
was
the
really
road work
bad.
and try to work on the rest of the 5-year plan in preparation for a paving project, which we have to have trimming. We have to have the road work done, the grading has to be kept done, and so on and so forth, in
Looking
order.
for a recommendation for all the public works or? are we still
Um,
doing
I can make the motion, I was just waiting.
I think,
on them to-
yeah, I think probably we're
I
ready
mean,
to
you
go.
can probably do
I
it for,
will make it.
it is split up in the warrant as 2 separate articles, so it's up to you if you want to do it that way or not.
I'm looking for a motion on winter roads for 355 between those 3 sources of income.
I motion that we move forward with the 355,000 for winter roads based on those 3 sources of income.
Second.
All right. Any more discussion? Board, all in favor? Opposed? John, were you just absent, or do you wanna?
No, I'm still working through some of this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's good.
You missed out.
Yeah.
You didn't speak when you said discussion.
That's okay. Keep going.
Summer roads. Discussion or question or motion? I do have a question real quick now that I think about it. When do we plan to start paving again?
That's a ways off. We haven't even quite finished paying for the last,
We
for the
just
last
finished.
paving.
Yeah.
We
I think
haven't
we're
bothered
probably
to get
too-
Quotes, but we were trying to get some of these prepared, so maybe we can
I'm
pick
thinking
a couple off here
2
and there.
years. I'm
You
thinking 2
guys drive
years.
the roads, what roads do you think that needed the most? Redwood Lane.
Next road.
Consider it a private road.
Go to a town meeting, or can we just okay it here?
Yeah.
Well, that's what you said. Throw my 2 cents in.
I'm focusing on the under road, though.
So
It is.
remind me where the,
Bring it to town meeting.
where on here was our loan?
We don't have a road loan any longer. We paid that off last year.
I thought I just heard we were still paying.
No,
I
we're not.
thought-
We
I
just
thought we had-
finished paying
No,
it off. We paid
just
it off.
finished it.
So what we
Okay.
did last year,
Yeah.
last year, we decided to, tax out for
I
paying
thought we had
off
one
the
more.
road loan. Because it was gonna save a substantial amount of money in interest as well as the fire truck, but we used the fire truck reserve and a portion of, the CD and such to pay that off. So we paid off the road loan under debt service last year. And we paid off the truck. So the only loan standing is the fire hall.
Okay.
So
That's what I thought I heard at the beginning,
Yep.
and then I was hearing that that's why I'm asking now.
Sorry about that.
No, we
So
did-
when is the plan to start? Like, how much money did we raise to pay that loan off?
to do some quick math because it was 166,658 less the 40,000 that we do for the fire hall. So roughly about two,
Trust me.
roughly, yeah,
State,
without looking at. new
county.
So that's a drop right there of 102,000 roughly in our tax.
Yeah, so just to put it in concepts here, last year we taxed out with the ambulance 808,153.18. Before, that's the number before we took off rev shares and homesteads and all of that stuff. So, and right now we're looking at, if you look at your spreadsheet, you're looking at 640,459.52 for taxation before we take off the rev shares and
That's
such.
$160,000 difference.
Yeah,
Less.
because we taxed out and paid off that loan on purpose. Yeah, to do that, to help us offset.
So when we
Yeah.
get
It's
an extra
manufacturing
100,000 from the
only
county,
They might not be
It's
available. next
my,
year.
it's my interpretation when I got my initial numbers, we had enough based on, well, I did some more reduction, but when we originally got that 50, whatever, our percentage would be going up 47% on that first budget. They've changed it, so it is less.
yes, they have.
That was roughly $168,000 increase from where we are now. So we were trying to figure out any way in our power to get taxation, at least because we knew the number with county, is to try to make sure we were low enough and still maintain our undesignated balance so that we are in good shape should the poop hit the fan like with the budget last year.
Yeah.
They were threatening to undo it in November's referendum so that we have enough to operate based on our municipal budget alone, not necessarily, because we could always look at talking with the school district or so on and so forth to not pay or pay less, waiting for the budget to get approved for the state. So we have enough bank to cover almost all of the municipal budget year over year in the undesignated. It's just sitting there. We're trying to keep it. We are squeaking a little bit out here and there, but we're also allowing a portion of the revenue to stay there too. So it's kind of staying about the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, plus
John,
we're
I
making
feel you, I'm
interest.
like, hey, shouldn't we spend some money on doing the road? But I feel like the guys ought to
I'm in that,
make a plan.
yeah,
So
I'm in
then
that
go to the
middle
voters and
ground
say,
right
here's what
now.
we're gonna do with it. here's
And
the bids
that's-
we got, here's what
Yeah.
it costs,
And that's
why.
what we're
Before we
doing.
start trying to
I
just toss
agree,
money
I
out.
agree. That's where I'm just kind of that whole, like, is there a plan? What's the?
So there
So
is a
this-
plan.
Let's-
Can you pass me that
Maybe-
binder right there?
I might, you guys might be going down this road anyway, but you, just real quick, what I see is it looks like budget request is 278,1. Last year it was 292,650. We spent 220, if I'm seeing that right.
Yeah.
So what I want to understand is if the road loan is not included in that,
Mhm.
are there reserves going into like a fund?
So we didn't, no, so what I did was, I'm running out of space, table space here. The reserve, so last year, if you recall, remember we had complaints that they were taxing and not taking care of the roads for a few years consecutively, and they taxed out twice. So when I think it was the first or second year I was here, we requested to take that amount that was taxed out and put it in a public works reserve.
Okay.
We're using that funding to help fund the road works, the summer roads budget.
Okay.
So if you look at the spreadsheet, because I couldn't tell you the exact balance in it because I haven't done the transfer from last year, but last year's warrant, we appropriated 108,000 from that account, which left us about 180, 190. This year, we're looking to do 146,692 from that account, leaving around 50,000 in the account. Don't quote me because there's interest and stuff in there.
Sure.
But that helps keep the summer roads budgets within hopes that by the time we run out of those reserve funds, we will have gotten to the point that our maintenance is under control.
Right.
And then we can drop the amount that's required for road work, like, ripping up dirt roads and putting down news fabric and all that kind of stuff at that point, that it's just preserving what is there. So that traditionally that we would like to see that summer roads budget drop in the next 2 years in hopes that what it's dropping will help us fund towards a match bond for road paving.
That was kind of where I was
That's
going
where I
with
was
that.
going.
So
So
basically doing all the paving at once.
that's me. That's not what they agreed to, but that's how I would. I mean, it's
that's
going to
the
depend
thing.
on what the budget comes in at. So what we would do is we would put it out to bid requesting all roads we wanted paved. And then after we award the contractor base, and we would ask for an itemized paving tonnage by road, so that if it does come in out of whack and way out of our budget, we can pick and choose at that point which roads really deserve it. We all know Quaker has been one of the ones that everybody's been squawking about. I think Ward Hill is
Not me.
another one. Not you, but
No.
but there has
Hunter
been
Road.
Hunter Road.
Three right there.
Yeah, so I mean, if you think about it, it's trying to be being frugal with the funds that we
Right.
have without going all out, because we know that we have a lot of senior citizens here, tax bills keep going up. We're in a situation where we're factoring for the tax bills because the state requires that we be within 10% of 100% of your value. We're not, so we went up 35% just to factor. We're going to be forced to do 100% valuation soon, so that's going to impact taxation, but it's going to reevaluate where that taxation goes. So some of the lower valued properties will go
I
down,
don't
some
like
of the
the
higher
idea, but
quality.
she's in love with it.
I'm not really in love with it either. I'm a taxpayer. I mean, I own 2 properties here in town and I'm a taxpayer, and I'm not happy about taxes going up either. But I do see, when you look at in comparison to a mid-range home, my home is a mid-range home, valued at like $350,000, $400,000. And then you look at the mobile home and they went up 35%, and that home, they're being taxed at 35,000, and you'd be lucky if it's valued at 10. And so they're getting a higher impact in their budget than I would in a mid-range home, where if mine went up 35%, I'm absorbing more of the cost because you live to your means. And there are a lower section of the population that they are fixed and they're not able. So every time we throw 35% at them, it cripples them. Whereas people like my age bracket, we're still working. We have alternatives to work with the funds.
I don't
But
think any of that matters as real estate goes up.
I mean-
It's a dangerous game to play when real estate
It
prices
is.
are up here.
you're
and you
not
do a
wrong.
reevaluation.
Well, that was the thing with COVID. They went through the roof. The
Dangerous.
hope was that those will come down. Unfortunately, the people that we're dealing with at the state level now are not letting it slide about not having a 100% valuation. Supposed to do them every 10 years by state statute. We're 15 years out. Pittsfield was 30 years before they started working on theirs, and they got hit hard. They're getting hit hard this year. So, I mean, the longer you wait, the harder the impact is. So staying within that 10, same way with maintenance, it's maintenance.
But you don't,
I'm not, I've seen a reval in another town and I see how it's affected. I've seen bills go up a couple thousand. I've seen other bills go down a couple thousand. So I mean, it gets the assessor out looking at every single property. Larry, you may have torn off that addition and nobody knew about it and you're being taxed $500 more a year than you should be. Or you've got another person that, added, doubled the size of their square footage and it hasn't been looked at. What's that? No,
I'm sorry. We can
That's
back
okay.
to this another-
no. But I mean, that's how,
we digress.
we
on
did
the
digress.
rabbit hole.
No,
I
it's,
It is.
I think we all have the same goal. We want to obviously
Yes.
keep the budget in line, keep taxes down if at all possible, while still providing for the community and making sure that we're doing that.
I just-
think we all.
I just
all agree.
remember a conversation when I joined the budget committee about how roads were out of control and because they hadn't touched them.
Mhm.
And I don't want to do that again.
Let me
Yeah.
push them really hard.
But I like the fact that you're saying we need to have a plan before we start putting in money for it.
I
So,
guess-
and so we do have a maintenance
So a
plan.
couple of years ago, if you guys recall, there was a plan to pave Quaker Hill.
Mhm.
But all our other roads, there was no maintenance done to them.
Right.
So we'd have one golden road versus having everybody,
Which,
and that's what we did. We
Which-
basically took that money, we
Thanks,
we
Joe.
redirected
potholes, yeah, we redirected it, and we took that lump sum and maintained all the roads.
I
Because
mean,
what's the point of having one good road if everybody else is driving?
and it's
Yeah.
really pretty decent, really. I mean,
Yeah.
other than some of the potholes and
Right.
stuff, it is certainly not the worst road in town.
Yeah, and not that we're discussing
Mhm.
how we do the roads here, tonight. However, the things that I would, and I don't know who has what opinion, but here's mine. And granted, I don't like the idea of spending $6 million or whatever the heck it is
To
at
pay.
once. However, here's what we do need to understand. Mob and demob, mobilize and demobilize, cost money every time they do that. If
Correct.
we were to do one per year, that's a fixed cost plus whatever it is. Those costs per square yard or whatever, however they want to do it, that goes down the more we do it. Plus, if we do it up front, that's a fixed cost year one, whereas every year the price goes up. So not only does your mob demob get repeated every single year,
Right.
but you've got that fixed at year one, not going up 5%, up 5%, up 5%.
Right.
Well,
So there's definitely reasons to do both.
Mhm.
But I am, David, it sounds like you're maybe the opposite. I'm curious why or what the
Well,
reasoning is.
I mean, I weren't here the
Mhm.
last time it was attempted to pave the whole town.
Yeah.
Hi, it was me.
Tony, right? I mean, that's a lot to,
It is.
to be inspected.
It
But
is.
that was a
When
good
people-
opportunity because.
But no, when people,
Fuel was down.
Yeah.
About raising
Yeah.
It was a good
interest
thing we
rates.
did when we did. That's why
Yeah.
we end up.
We were down here on fuel.
I think
Food costs.
I think we had a few quality issues in some parts of it. Because you can't keep an eye on it as selectmen, or you can't go out and drive 30 miles of road or however much you paved and some of this, I would just think if you tried to thread the needle and did maybe half and half or something, I mean,
And I think half and half, I think that's a
but-
heck of a lot better than saying, okay, we're gonna do one every single year or whatever.
but,
Right.
and,
They
and,
didn't need what we did last time.
uh,
No, they're not, they just need a top coat.
yeah, I mean,
Ski mix.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shim and.
And some of the roads, and this is up to
Most of them just need
citizens,
chips.
I mean,
Right.
some of the roads, they're shallow in the center
Mhm.
and they don't shed water. I mean, I mean, are you better off to tear these things right up and rebase underneath so that it affects the dollar amount? It depends
It
on
does.
what type of,
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of variables when
Yeah.
you're sitting around the table talking about it, right? I mean,
And obviously, this is the future. Right now,
Right.
Yeah.
we're talking now.
This and we, you
I
know,
mean-
we plan on trying to
I would,
get some of the brush under control
We,
and take care of some of the shoulders and
Yeah.
Get the
not
weed out.
necessarily
Yeah, absolutely.
ditching, but you know,
Oh, yeah.
obviously we've done
If your
quite a bit
crest
of
is
that.
crap, I mean,
Yeah.
you're done.
And,
So.
and a big portion of the focus was on the Waning Road,
Mhm.
as far as
so,
trying to build that road up,
Yeah, one of them.
8 or 9 inches is.
last year they took with our current vendor and went out and looked at road after road after road, and they came up with a price plan with that vendor and a list of quality of what needed to be done where, and we attacked it. We had 7 roads on the list to work on this year. We got 6 of those 7 done
That's great.
out of what we did, and still was able to save, because like if we had been able to get to Waning, we were gonna do the Quaker end of Waning and get 6 inches of gravel, rip up that, get that fabric straightened out there. And we just ran out of time,
Yeah.
weather. So that's the plan they're following, is kind of like, those are the roads we've got high priority, low priority a list. And I forgot, I forgive me, I didn't write down the list on this
No,
budget tonight,
no,
but
that's
the
fine.
goal is to look at 3 to 4 roads this year in that 214 road work category.
all right, do we have a motion?
I will motion that we proceed with the 278-1 for summer roads in the coming from the income that is on the sheet here.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Okay. Transfers.
There's nothing for transfer station. It's just the way that the budget report
Yeah.
prints. The next thing is landfill, which is the testing for the wells.
Yeah.
This past year was the year that we got everything tested, and we were kind of over budget. We ended up using not only the 4,600 budgeted, but additional funds out of the emergency fund to offset the difference for that. But this year, we should only see just the lower amount. So we are budgeting
It's like a 3-year
2,000.
cycle, right?
2-year cycle. I found out. I thought it was 3.
Okay.
How about we go with the flow with
Sounds good.
2,000?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Unanimous.
All right.
Curbside.
The trash.
Trash. So,
So this is the year, the 2-year contract. We did a 2-year extension with Gregory's. This is the year we get the increase. So we went from 84,000 to 91,800 on that contract. After reviewing the tonnage again, it looks like that we came in, I think it was 25,000 we spent last year. So I divided that by last year's tonnage rate. Tonnage is going up from 87 and change to $90.02. So I basically just did, if you look at the calculations over in the note, says that our average tonnage is 290,000, and then there's a little bit of a buffer there for influx and outflux of citizens that are using the service. And then the contract for UARRC is the recycling center. The contract of $42,999.66 is with the annual tonnage credit that we get for how much tonnage is reduced from going in. And then before they were using administration for the stickers, so we purchased those yellow stickers, keeping enough on hand, about $1,000 worth. To have them on hand to
Make
fund
sure he
it.
gets his money again.
We're funding it with the sticker cost, which is off on the spreadsheet of $57,885. We're carrying forward $64,1585, with the rest being raised from taxation, $99,499.50.
it's been a while since I purchased a sticker. What's the price?
$2.50. Last year we made because of the loss of the tipping fees that we were gaining from the dumpsters where they were with Sullivan's before. We had to do something to offset with it so it wasn't hitting taxation so hard. So they made the move from 175 to 250 last year.
So we don't charge tipping fees anymore.
We do not do the dumpsters. They're direct with the vendors. They can have
Gotcha.
Bolsters, Gregory's, whoever they choose. It definitely saves on, work in the office and chasing people. But it did impact the budget significantly, but it also reduced a little bit because we were also paying the tonnage to Perk, which is now Waste Hub, for the tonnage that was coming from those dumpsters. So last year if you noticed, we reduced it quite a bit. They had left a balance and they're not knowing what the tonnage average was without them. And we were able to roll 20,000 last year. So now we're even still being able to reduce it a little bit more based on the average usage.
Two questions. You mentioned Perk. Is it going to Orrington again?
Hamden, it's Waste Hub now.
Oh, Waste Hub. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah, they used to be Municipal Waste Solutions. They've now rebranded to Waste Hub. So it's the same. They've actually purchased the facility in Hamden, and now they are now working there, processing the tonnage there now.
gotcha. Okay, that was okay.
I call it Perk because that's how it's coded in here,
Yeah.
Perk Mark.
No, that's
I mean,
fine.
the company, at one point, we didn't know what to call it, so.
Right. We all know what it is.
We
Trash.
know it's the
The
trash.
trash burner.
Yep, it's
Well,
the trash
that's
mountain.
what it is in Orrington.
Yeah.
Right? Am I seeing right that last
Oh, yes.
year's budget was 157.6?
Correct.
So we're up like $6,000.
And that is the cost of your 2 contracts going up.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much
yeah.
to a T what that is.
Yep.
So the tonnage rate went up.
Yeah.
But the tonnage total is going down, so we figure.
So what was happening is
overestimating?
if year over year, they were budgeting, where's that report? So the year that they lost the, fiber right, yes, when we lost the contract, and it went to Casella's and they were no longer, we were no longer doing the tipping freeze, they did the budget. I facilitated it, but they did it. They chose to keep it at like 58,000 for tonnage. We reduced that down. And then I tracked it the last 3 years of how much the actual tonnage is being used now. So the average over the last 2 years is 200 and I put in the notes, 290 tons. And so we had padded it because not knowing what the full tonnage was, trying to stay closer to actual cost rather than impacting the budget significantly when we don't need to. So we are rolling a little bit, but it's reducing that down because there's less tonnage in that average, if that makes sense. I don't know if I apologize.
So we've been overestimating.
Yeah, we've been
A little
overestimating
bit.
quite a bit for a while. And a lot of it, like I said, came from the dumpsters because there was a huge amount of tonnage coming from there.
So, I move to approve solid waste as presented, which
I'll second it.
is a total of 163,800.
Okay, do have one more quick question. Do you know how many tons we're sending to the recycling center?
I do not have that number in front of me, but it is in there. Oh, wait, it might have it. Hang on.
We were just looking at it the
We
other
were
night,
just
wow.
looking, was it the recycling or was it the,
Recycling for the,
they sent us the report. Let
So every
me
year they send
see.
something,
Yes,
right?
it's going into the town report and they have it. Is it in here or is it in my other book? Right here.
because I never the wall up. I was, I was looking at that big number and I'm like, do we get our money's worth out of this thing?
Yeah. It is a big number.
It is a big number.
It is.
I'd also be, and I'll ask
I think if you look at
I'm
the tonnage,
curious
it's more
what the
expensive.
difference in raise was.
And this is still good. I'm just hoping to find a buyer. That was something good. I don't know what the markets are gonna do.
Dumping it.
Doesn't show tonnage by town.
What's the total tonnage and total requests? That'll give us quite a little out there.
Can you do some math?
Do some math. My brain is fried.
Oh,
I know, I remember us talking about that.
I
the
think
other
we were,
night.
but we were talking, I think, about the solid waste contract, because we were talking.
So they
about the
should
tonnage.
What was the
Was it?
recycling? Because I
Was
was
it?
like, how come this number is so high?
they shipped 174 tons of recycling last year.
Just a little above it.
for the total budget. So let's get into 171. Well, last year was 165,000, sorry. 632, 100.
Which one, 4.5%? 43 tons from Sunny.
So we're at 100, we're just over $100 a ton.
Yeah, something.
To recycle, it does cost more to recycle.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So looking at a little over $100 a ton to recycle and $90 a ton to trash it.
Them's the facts.
Well,
Hope all that stuff goes.
would
to
our,
theirs.
but would our pickup costs go up if that tonnage went to there? So
Possibly,
you have to
It's
figure that out
possible.
too.
And all, and it's just more trash bags.
If you, you know,
You can do that.
But then if you stick it those bags at $2.50 a pack.
right.
Well, I know cardboard, I save a lot of money by going to recycling
And,
center.
and,
Yeah, me
and
too.
when- and when we talk.
No, I don't.
I was gonna say, I'm one of
Nothing
those
about
guys.
cardboard from the flower shop, not at all.
I was gonna say, I bought,
When we talk about it though, it seems like that's all most people go over there for is cardboard.
Cardboard.
A lot,
Trying to put
But-
cardboard into a trash bag is, I
There's a utility knife and cut it
burn
down.
it.
Yeah.
When Jeff sees me coming, he just rolls up a new one.
Yeah.
Same here, I come with a box trailer. I always have it full of stuff.
But
Where are you gonna burn it
legally now.
legally?
Can you burn your stove?
You can do it yourself,
I was gonna say, I heat my house with it.
not in a heap. Outside you can.
Not outside in a
No,
pile of
I
bonfire.
just put stuff in
you
my
put the
stove.
brush on top of that, so they don't see it.
I think the tires.
That way there, it don't fly in the
Yeah,
air.
Tie, hold it down good.
All
right.
right, just put it under the tires.
Yeah, we were blowing all over.
Alec, you
You'll
had a
see.
question
I just
about
think
last year to this year.
Honestly, I actually no, because the thing that I'm remembering is that raise were down 160,000. So honestly, it doesn't even matter to me.
Okay. So do I have a motion or did I have a motion?
I think we already approved it, didn't we?
All in
For
favor?
discussion.
Opposed? Yes. All right.
General assistance.
We did general assistance.
No, we didn't.
No, we
General
didn't.
Oh,
assistance.
general assistance.
General assistance, we need to pat Tony on the back. We spent $0 out of the general assistance
How
budget
did
last
you do
year.
that?
He got them all denied.
Or scared them so bad they didn't come back.
That's why
We don't know, we honestly don't
That's why
know.
we want to put a little more money in the open
I
door.
gave out applications, but they never got approved or they never came back, so, yeah.
And another thing to mention here is that everybody that's coming from Cary. So
Yeah, we're carrying it because we didn't use it.
I motion that we approve the 3,000.
It's moved second discussion, seeing none, all in favor? I like my rolling discussion.
I want to clear that up though.
He's worried about the camera.
Oh,
I'm thorough.
yes, he
Right.
is thorough.
Right on the invoice, on the application, it says bring in your receipts, your bank statements. It's plain and simple.
Yep.
I take that information, I'm just a little guy, you know, because I don't want to be held against me. You know, if I'm at the grocery store, I don't want somebody to be like, oh, there's that jerk that didn't fund me. Anything.
You gotta do your due diligence.
I take all the information, I call up the state, and I go through the application with them, every application. And they either say yay or nay. And a lot of the people don't qualify, you know, a lot of the people, unfortunately, it's bad decisions on their part.
Yeah.
They created their problem, you know, and
You gotta be responsible for yourself.
well, that's basically it.
Yeah.
You know, and so like, literally, it's up to, the state tells me, yes, fine.
Great.
No,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's basically it, so.
They don't fill it out, they don't get submitted.
Right. It's an automatic
That's his
denial
fault.
request for additional information.
You must make follow-up calls.
Okay, moving on to cemetery. Am I seeing that there is
So,
nothing in cemetery?
No, so
No,
what
it's
is, what
here,
we
but
have done
that's a
is
big
I've
mistake.
actually created, yeah, this is gonna confuse the hell out of everybody. But I created a separate department for cemeteries because I felt like it was convoluted all into Parks and Rec. And we actually expanded out a couple more expense lines. I did leave, in this category here, you're gonna see the Parks and Recreation donation that we do for the Parks and Rec Committee of 1,000, and then you'll see the funding for Canoculus in this segment. And then the following page, on page 18, you'll see the funding for cemeteries separate, broken out, not just supply line general. It is broken out by what they're actually doing and how they're using the funds. I'd like to add that we actually created a donation account for the cemeteries because they've been receiving donations for repairs to stones and such over the years. They've got about $2,000. And so we also moved the Fordyce money into that donation account to help grow a little bit of interest for them. And also it clearly shows that that money is being tracked to be used specifically for how it was donated, under what premise it was donated under. So I don't know if you want to start
So,
with
I just
Parks and Rec or cemeteries.
Well, I'm gonna going across here, so
Okay.
let's just hit the cemetery because it's the
Yep.
next thing here anyway. So
Yep.
let's just do it. So I'm seeing that maintenance really is the thing that's gone up significantly.
So what that entails is last year we had budgeted to do some of the farewell cemetery trees
Yep.
that didn't come to fruition. We got the ones in the center that was reimbursed by FEMA, but the 3 across the back are still there. So that is in there. We are basing it on a quote from Moonshine Gardens. However, we're going to go out because it is 20,000. It's over 10,000. Procurement policy requires to get estimates. We're going to search out primarily one of the vendors that we've been using for the roadside also does tree work. So we're going to look at what we can do for that. But for the budget sake, we put in enough to cover the 4 trees at 5,000 a tree. And then the 4,000 is broken out. That is to repair stones of that. That's going to be funded through donations and income. And one way we wanted to bring down the cost of how much was taxing, because primarily this category is taxation because it's the contract for the mowing. I'm still working on clearing up the perpetual care account. There was a emergence of other trust funds that was put into the perpetual care account, and we are working with the auditor and the vendor to make sure we haven't touched any of the principal. So conservatively, we're only using 5,000 in interest there, but we went back and made a decision to take the cemetery income from the Fordyce mowing for the 3 years that we've gotten it. Plus I went back 5 years on lot sales and pulled that revenue forward. And going forward, in the past, they've been taking the lot sales and just leaving it in the general fund and absorbing into the undesignated. It's taking that revenue that they're selling those lots and utilizing it to fund the budget.
Yeah.
And because whereas perpetual has to go into that trust and you can't touch that principal, you can only trust the interest. It's imperative that we use the revenue that they're generating to fund that budget. This is what I did this, the way I did this and why I did this is to reduce that taxation line closer to what we taxed out last year, which I believe was 20. Let me just look really quick. Because we were going to tax out close to 30,000, 39,000. We taxed out last year on that category 29,810. So I was able to bring that taxation down close to what by pulling that revenue out that had been sitting there in the general fund. So going forward, that's what we're going to do. So what we didn't spend on tree work and such, we carried forward 7901. 500 is for the Fordyce. They're going to actually put the Fordyce sign up. So they're using some of the Fordyce money there. 2,000 is the donations for the that they're using for the stonework. 5,000 in interest, obviously, and the 7,079 from revenue.
Okay. Any more questions or a motion?
A motion, we proceed with the 51,700 as is.
Okay.
Seconded.
Second, discussion. Vote for, as it's written here. Do Good with that.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Oh,
Opposed?
All
Alright,
right.
now we kind of
Kind of go
move
back.
forward, go back to
Parks and Rec.
And it's $1,000. Nothing carries, it was all spent last year, or just?
So what we do is we just donate it. They carry their own they have a recreation checking account where they've been
Okay.
doing fundraising and
So we
stuff.
put
And
it
it's
there.
kind of like a special appropriation, but they're a division of the town, so it can't really kind of go that route. So it's always been traditionally $1,000 from, $1,000 from taxation to help offset the cost of the recreational programs. And I might add, they've got Zumba, pickleball, they do Puzzle Palooza. They have a senior, I think it's weekly, they do the senior meeting. They get seniors together for activities and such like that. And I can't think of it. There's other things too.
We ever take that out of TIF?
Have we ever taken it out of
I
TIF?
believe we did.
I haven't ever taken it out of TIF.
Because it's a
So,
draw to the community. They're providing a function that brings people into.
so it's possible that we could change that funding
Whatever it used to
option.
be shared, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, if we take it from TIF, absolutely, do it.
What are we talking money? None.
$1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Take it from TIF.
It's a draw to the community, you know.
So maybe we can make a motion to do $1,000 from raise or possible tip, since we're not coming back again.
I mean, the money is there. I mean, if you guys are, if you're confident that we can utilize that.
Okay.
What do we
'cause
got
pi-
for unappropriated TIF money right
Ugh,
now? Roughly.
Roughly,
Don't,
I would say-
Don't burn out, just, you got it.
without taking into consideration what's on this page, we transferred out of commitment 72,000.
Okay.
Roughly, that's what's there.
Mhm.
On this budget, you've got close to 56, 57.
And what do you have for committed, non-expended?
Committed, non-expended, that
Can
would
you
be,
give
take
a
me,
rough number?
oh,
50 for the Warm Trail.
40 grand down to the.
it's 40,000, that's appropriated
It's like
onto,
100,000, I think.
Mhm.
pretty
Yeah, it's
close,
pretty close.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you're talking about $150,000 in
Roughly.
TIF that's actually available.
possibly
If we
available.
wanted to do
Right.
something.
Yeah.
But I
That's a
almost
good
Sounded like I knew what I was talking
You,
about.
well, it's fine, because I mean, now we have clear numbers
Now,
that
and
we're
also
working
tell you
with
your
too.
goddamn pickleball thing.
Yeah, got moved, is it you having more
Yeah,
attendance?
it got moved, and then I went over to Champions to play with some of them at
Mhm.
73 years of age. And I went right through the net.
No,
My
no,
shoulders messed
no.
up. My ribs are all screwed up, but yeah, it was fun while it lasted. I got all this pickleball stuff for Christmas. I got like 6 rackets. I got this big board.
And now you gotta
I
heal.
can't even carry bags of pellets into the house.
But it is, you
But
can,
you're wrecked.
Yeah, now I'm freezing it down.
And you know what they all said? Thank God it happened at Champions, because we wouldn't want to have to fill out all the paperwork. to fill out.
oh, but I do know that it's drawing in, and you can attest to this, people from other communities as well. It's
A lot
not
of-
just our own citizens, so it's definitely a good draw to the community. They're definitely made,
It's just getting bounced around by the
Yeah.
damn school. That's
Yeah.
not right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a bone to pick with that.
yeah.
They shouldn't.
They basically kicked them out on Thursday night because of the dance school needed to use the gym because I was told around that it was possibly due to scratching the floor, but wouldn't that also be scratching the gym floor? But anyway, we won't go there.
It's all linoleum.
Yeah, tile. Yeah.
it's
So
finished.
so yeah. So
No,
now
it's a
you
lot
guys
of
are on
fun,
Saturday
and
mornings
it's a
right
good-
after
it's a good
Zumba.
program.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Tuesdays is available.
Do we have a motion?
What? Saturdays is.
Yeah.
I move that we
I
recommend
ain't
that
playing any.
1,000 is good, but use it, take it from TIF if you can.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have to make an amendment for that, or can we just proceed with?
You
the
can just proceed with it.
motion
We
as
can
is?
just change how it's funded.
Okay,
Yeah.
I second.
Yeah.
All in favor? Opposed? Unanimous.
So obviously that's going to reduce taxation too.
Yes.
Children, stop.
Canoculus?
Yep.
Oh, there, that, okay, that's special. Oh, wait a
Canoculus
minute.
is on the same page as your, it's on page 17.
Oh, wait.
I'm in a meeting. Text me, honey. Thanks.
My oldest just got his permit. Pray for me.
Congratulations.
And my condolences, because I've been through it a few times. You're not gonna want to know if you haven't done it yet.
Yep. I'll make a phone call.
Canoculus, that's where we are.
Canoculus. I'm still trying to find it.
Page 17.
Okay, so Canoculus, we have some carries, some boat exercise, some grant.
So that is the CBI grant that Friends of Lake Winnecook, they increased how much they gave us this year. They gave us this year, we were able to hold all 2,500 to offset the payroll for the CBI that we hired. And we're taking we normally draft to 3,000 from TIF for this, but we're actually looking to fully fund this between TIF, income, and carry and grant. So
I got a motion?
Motion to approve the as is at
Second.
12/7/32.
So motion seconded.
Oh, did she motion?
No, I-
Oh, second.
It was lazy, but I did.
Yep. second.
However, I'm sorry, we have a discrepancy in the numbers. On the
13.
wide spreadsheet, it's 12/7/32.
Oh, no.
It's
On the
13,
initial, it's
7/32.
13.
So it's not 13. If you look at the budget worksheet, the rec $1,000 is in that requesting form. If you look to the prior page, 1,000 of that is the rec. So it is accurate on the spreadsheet.
Okay. Perfect.
My motion was for 12/7/32. As long as my secondary is okay with it.
He nodded.
See that?
Even though she's her own secretary.
Sorry, these guys are watching.
True. Discussion, all in favor?
You would,
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
not to prolong it, but what are we doing as far as boat ramp improvements and stuff? Anything?
That's a good question.
I mean, we're buying a swing set.
As far as the bids that we talked about earlier for the,
I don't know what, you didn't really talk about the bids.
well, we were
You-
moving along rather fast.
Yeah, but I mean, what do we do?
The Friends of Lake Winnecook, in conjunction with the town, has put out to bid a portion. I don't know, it started from the railroad tracks down to the boat ramp, but I don't believe it's gonna be quite that much, but they wanna crown the road to get the runoff to go in the opposite direction and not in the lake,
Mm-hmm.
and for repaving. Oh, I shouldn't say repaving, paving from,
Yeah, what about docks?
We rebuilt one section last year.
You know, you put a hinge on it to keep it together.
No, we rebuilt it.
What, the small section?
That small section, it was all redone.
That, the only, the droppage of water in the lake in the last 5 years has been pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And we put the docks in, and there's stakes that Tony knows where you chain it and everything. Then the water drops out.
Right.
And 3/4 of our dock is actually out of water all summer
Yep.
long. I mean, we really need to spend some money down there to,
Push it out again.
well, not so much push it, yeah, redesign the whole thing. Maybe put another section of docking, so if one's on land, so what? You still got 2 or 3 docks.
Get another section, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can probably get that from
get it
the
up there
state.
a little.
Yeah, because it has, this year was a drought, so it was really bad.
Yeah, well, it's been, I end up moving my dock 3 to 4 times a year, just so I can get my boat in and out of the lift.
Mm.
I mean, I've actually had 5 or 6 guys come over to help me push my boat off the lift, because the
Yeah.
boat, the water drops so much.
slow, right, you're high on the left.
So,
I know.
But are the concrete skids, do they go out, do they go deep enough considering the water drop? Are people losing their boat trailer over the end?
no, it's pretty much gravel, but even if you go over it, Emily, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But the dock, you can't tie up to it, you know, if the one guy's tied up to the dock and you're launching, you're done.
Yeah.
And we are getting more and more usage down there.
Well, especially if you do the treatment.
So you know how it's changed to something, what if you add 2 more somethings, go out?
2 more chains.
Little those places to
They don't even chain it half the time. It's
hook on, so you could
realistically,
move
it's
the
not.
dock out when the
Right.
water goes down.
Yeah. I would
Rather than
suggest we
just-
try to take some TIF money and buy
Another section.
at least another section.
Yeah, especially if that can come from TIF.
And
Absolutely.
get someone to maintain the docks, even the swim dock all summer long was cattywampus and, you know, they never put the ladder back on it. So, and I'm not saying, you know, it's not really up to you guys per se, other than hire someone to do it. I mean, it's one of our biggest assets in this town. It really should be top notch down there. You look at these other towns and their public launches and everything, and we look like we're from the Dark Ages.
Well, other towns have public works.
Again, Tony,
We are your public works, so we.
only because
we-
you make it that way. Hire someone to do it, Tony. I mean, it's terrible that we're dragging this town into the Dark Ages because you're gonna sit there and tell me we don't have a public works. I agree with you. We don't. I'm not asking the selectmen to do it. I'm asking the selectmen to hire someone to go do it. And that's what we gotta do until we can get to the point where we can afford a dump truck and a guy, or whatever we need for a public works.
Right.
But in the meantime, everything we got is just sliding. You know, the horse rink's another one. What are we gonna do there? It's still gonna be mowed. Are you gonna mow it? No. What do? You hire someone.
We have somebody mowing it.
Then have somebody man the docks. And I'll second it, wherever we're at. That's my
We're at a
spiel.
vote.
Okay.
So all in favor? Opposed? Or you on?
I'm not done with that. I just think it's terrible.
Well, I mean, and this is obviously long term, but I mean, with where the town is going, I mean.
Town needs to figure out where they wanna be.
There's
You know.
there's investments being made in the town. I think it's very possible that, you know, you could end up there in
It is a resource to the
relatively short.
community.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we all agree.
A resource to the community.
And we all agree. I mean, there is some revitalization that's trying to take place down there.
I understand. But at the same time, some of the simpler things just go by the wayside.
We still have that water pump, huh?
Yeah. And we have
You wanna buy it?
clients. There's four parties that utilize it. So, when I came here, they were taxing for it and billing for it. So last year, if you remember in the warrant, we put in that we were gonna tax or carry, however we funded it for this last year, doing the same this year. This year, we will actually take what we paid out last year for maintenance and costs and such, and we're gonna bill that out in accounts receivable. And then so that income will help fund this line item next year, getting us back on track, because it was overtaxed at one point.
Am I remember that one of our clients is the food pantry?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So in some
But-
respects,
Open door food pantry.
Yeah.
a piece of this is funding that special appropriation.
In a way,
essence.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a town-owned property, so.
Okay. So I mean, I guess if you look at it that way too, that's not, you know, if that's kind of a piece of the figure,
Mhm.
just as we're helping them with other things, we're
Right.
helping them here.
And
We
if-
need to raise their expenses that we're gonna be helping them later on to cover.
Right.
Okay.
So we reduced this category a little more again this year, down from 2738 to 2000. We're
Yeah.
carrying
I know.
1188.51 from last year's
We take
taxation.
Cora. What about the private party that was on it? What did how did that end up? They were
Still on.
They're still on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
If you want. Charlie's Church.
but we have a restaurant on it.
The restaurant's on it.
We could probably take like a quarter of the bill, and shove it in the tip, it's a draw. Restaurant brings people from all around the community.
I think that's a stretch of using
Wow,
TIF
stretch
funds,
it.
but.
They do it in Augusta all
So,
the time.
so what I'm gonna do when they come to audit this category, you're sitting side by side with me with the state auditor. I think
He's
so.
gonna- He's gonna look at $1,000.
No.
Well, there's the three numbers presented.
Creative.
School?
Didn't we offer,
Something, or either a delay or.
didn't we offer at a town meeting
It
to
cut
to
off.
buy wells for some of these people that,
No,
to get rid of it?
no.
No, the citizens voted of getting rid of the whole thing.
Tried to sell it.
Hey, Give it away.
Yeah, sorry.
I just
Yeah.
want to deed it back.
RSU3 will have at least a 2-hour delay.
Okay.
Oh, that's what
That's
that
why
phone
everyone's.
call is.
Okay.
That's what it is, 2-hour delay.
At least
There you go, Tony, you don't have to open for 2 hours.
So we have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
All in favor?
Because we get 2 inches of snow.
It's not done yet.
Last I heard, we might get up to 6.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Throughout
Okay.
tomorrow and
Yeah,
too.
2 to 4.
But we won't close here unless the state closes. I haven't heard.
My
word.
kids
It's done
counted
enough for the state
100,
to close.
just about 100 snowmobiles going
Maybe I'll just prove.
towards Knox. Because they only counted one direction, they counted both ways.
Yeah.
The trail that goes through our property.
Yeah.
So it's
Nice.
like, let the snow come, because,
Yeah.
Was that Saturday?
yeah.
Yeah. It was
I
the
wouldn't be
old.
surprised if they were, I mean, I'm sure they were just riding, but going to and from the
Yeah, they were-
ice races.
They were going both ways, but they decided to count just one direction.
Yeah.
So may or may not have duplication there.
Right,
Right.
all right, so now we've done that one, we're now moving to TIF projects.
So TIF projects, I didn't put it in here because it comes out of a separate fund, but the 30,000 that we have sitting there right now, it's been before the EDC and the select board to help fund a barbecue festival in August. We're still waiting to hear if it's gonna hit for originally we're anticipating doing it in 2026. They're not sure if they're gonna have enough because this is seed money that they want, so they don't want to spend until they know they've got it approved. So it's either gonna be a 26, 27 annual barbecue smoke festival.
Who's this?
It's Chris Harney and Joe Saltamiaka is heading up the committee for the festival
And they want 30,000?
as seed money, yes.
It's seed money?
Just for advertising.
Are you saying that all the 30,000 is that? Or you're just telling me that
It-
500 of that is?
No, 30,000
30,000.
is what they're
For-
asking for.
A barbecue.
For
Barbecue party?
I mean, that is a lot. Is there, based on that though, bringing people into town theoretically, is that?
Theoretically.
They
Creating
have-
income somehow?
Theoretically,
Did they
it's
apply?
yes.
Yeah, and did they spell out everything and where the
Yeah.
money was going?
Yeah, we probably have a copy of that. We actually should produce the paperwork to the
No,
committee so
well,
you can review it.
we don't need it per se, but I'm just.
They really think that's gonna pay off 30 grand? I mean, people come so they can get a free hot dog?
No,
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 it's a
this is
competition.
going to be a
This is a barbecue.
competition barbecue
Okay.
smoke festival, looking at,
Kansas City style barbecue.
yeah,
like-
drawing in big names, big
Where are they planning?
I know a few.
Field of
The
Dreams.
Food Network was gonna
Have they
be
got
showing
permission?
movies.
Yes.
Taking pictures.
They got permission from the
Yes.
college?
High tech, you
Yep.
know.
Wow.
We can't open the goddamn snack shack.
They were gonna make.
Somebody likes
they were-
barbecue.
They were gonna,
And this isn't
Well, I think
necessarily
if
gonna
it
get
goes in the
spent
Food
in the
Network,
budget,
they
it's
can put their
appropriate,
name
it's
on
putting
it.
on the
Yeah.
warrant to
It's
appropriate
publicity.
in hopes that the citizens will approve
they
it
were
to have it
making their own
appropriated to do it.
Snapchats.
It's supposed to be, they want to eventually build it so it's bigger than the Common Ground Fair, is the intent.
It's
Well, that would be
I'm
amazing.
feeling on one
We
thing.
don't need that.
It's gotta be like a huge.
They're gonna do it at the Field of Dreams or?
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm not moving.
I'll barbecue.
Yeah, they wanna go like big time.
I think the big thing there, and I'm sure the EDC's all over it, but yes, let's spend the money, but how do we, make money from it? Because obviously you're gonna have a lot
So
of
the
people
intent
come
is
in.
that with the fundraising and so on through the program, because Chris Harney's done these big festivals for many, many years. It's what he's actually done for a business for a long time.
Who's Chris
The-
Harney?
He is one of the taxpayers on the lake. He owns the lake, one of the houses off Canocolis. He's on the
I
Economic
personally
Development
have never
Committee.
met him.
I think he's on the Lake Association.
He's on the Lake
too.
Association as well.
Yeah.
He's
And
originally from Maine. but in
moved away, then in
Florida.
Florida. Yeah, now he's retiring, coming back here, wants to give back. The goal is to make it so that the festival helps fund different projects throughout the community. maintaining the lake, creating more economic development for the community as the town grows. So it's more of giving back to fundraise. It's going to be utilized as fundraising for other projects throughout
Has
the
the
communities.
EDC approved it?
EDC and the select board have both approved it to move to town warrant.
That's if we could put money into the park. Oh, wait. Never mind.
So
That's being worked on.
yeah, just let's not touch that topic tonight. Please. I've had enough of that topic for 1 year.
And having talked to them, this project is probably a no-go.
For 26, it would be a
26.
27 because of the time frame that they have to get the advertising. Some of the bigger competitors don't want to come till they know what the prize pocket is.
What do
TIF
I get for coming
requires,
here?
TIF
Am I gonna come up
can't
from,
expend
you
the
know,
money, pre-expend the money. They've got to expend it and then we have to reimburse it. So until citizens, a legislative body approve that it's okay, they don't want to spend the money, be out that money. And so the closer you get, the harder it is to get your entertainment, to get things lined up and, so on and so
So
forth.
they've got no,
People, though.
Yeah.
they've got no cards in the game.
Not yet.
It's a gamble on our part.
And appropriating it doesn't mean that it gets spent. If they don't follow through with the project and it doesn't go, then those funds are eligible to be reallocated at another town meeting.
Right, if it comes from TIF, it's.
But if it gets spent, it doesn't go.
So it doesn't get spent until they have actually spent the money. They have to spend the money and we reimburse it.
And it has to be approved by
Oh, I
us.
see.
And and the board has to sign off on
No
that
receipt, no
approval.
money. Right.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
We've only made one exception and that was for the flag project for the American Legion last year. It's the only time it's ever been spent prior
So
to.
it's kind of a gamble, but not if you.
The ultimately-
I don't want to prolong all this, but there's the EDC, do we still have a paid advisor to the EDC?
We do, yes.
And what type of salary is he drawing? Didn't see anything.
It's
on that.
not, it's comes right out of it's coming out of the 50,000 that was appropriated for, the economic development. I'd have to go back and look, but I think he's paid 25 an hour, averages 10 hours a week. In some weeks he doesn't average at all. He's relocating to Maine, eventually building a house here in Unity. He's been living
Stevens Road.
on the Stevens Road.
He's been an asset.
It's been a big asset in negotiations with trying to obtain the Field of Dreams and other projects. He's been a big asset in what we're
All
using
right.
him for, so.
I don't know.
This didn't go over really good. And if
No,
this happens at town meeting, he's gonna get alienated and not wanna do anything nice for our town. Like, the Chris Harney guy.
Yeah.
This guy who's come and said, hey, I wanna do this amazing thing that I think is gonna be really revitalizing to your community. And, I mean, just,
And he's working in conjunction with Joe Saldo who's much more, he's known a little bit more around town by some people.
Yeah.
Being a real estate.
Yeah, it's all,
yeah, it is Saltimbanquia, yeah. So, I mean, if this goes on a town warrant, then.
It's part of his
come right
it's
into
part of his
pocket.
project as well.
I
don't want
I was in the industry for about 10 years and I really, first of all, 30,000 is not a lot of money to get something of this magnitude that they're talking going. I don't know.
They're looking for sponsors too. They're gonna.
Right.
Oh, I understand that, but at the same time,
I think that the goal is that by us using the seed money now and helping them, that they will be giving back to the town and down directly into, like, say, recreation. If we obtain the Field of Dreams, a sponsorship to help support, renovations to the property, the mowing and things like that. And eventually they'll be self-sustainable and then be giving back to some of the programs that we already have that we've been appropriating for special appropriations. They can give into the food pantry, they can give into Open Door. It's kind of like to spur economic growth in that aspect, specifically what the core of the program is for.
Yeah, you're kind of gambling, but you're investing in your community.
And they're trying to capture some of the common ground traffic that comes through
Are
here.
they gonna do it at
They're at the same time.
No, it's in August. They're
No,
looking
it's
at.
a little bit before, but.
It's a little bit before. So the idea is they basically did a research as to what some of these bigger projects are. You've got like festivals, like one town's you've got the Whoopie Pie Festival in Dover, you got the Clam Festival, you got all these different things. The window that they're looking at in August, there's nothing locally for festival. When it's in the height, when it's the height of fair season. So it gives, they've done a lot of research in the plan for this, so.
I disagree, I gotta disagree with that.
Mhm.
I mean,
With what?
the summer is totally planned fair-wise, and actually it's run by the harness racing, believe it or not. through the-
Truly,
through
yeah.
the state,
State runs.
and the state runs it, and there is no open weekend in August, I'll guarantee you that.
Well, I think what we're talking about is the two
I
categories.
guess I'm gonna make a motion not to accept this.
Okay, we got a motion.
Negative motion?
Huh?
Negative motion?
No, it's just a motion not to accept it. I just don't, based on the current information.
It's gonna be a tough, I think it would be a tough sell at town meeting. But. What do I know?
I think we should leave it to the citizens to decide, in my opinion.
I
But I
guess-
mean, I'm not a voting party here, so.
Yeah, they just, they just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, even if you vote not to support it, it would go on the town warrant anyway.
Yeah.
And it will show
And
budget
we'll-
committee
we'll-
said
we'll
no,
document it.
select board
How we
said
vote.
yes.
I guess
So
what,
your motion is to recommend 0
right,
under the selectmen's.
under,
doing this
we're
week.
under the current information. on
Okay.
hand.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Alec,
I guess my question, and again, maybe I just don't understand enough about TIF, but obviously that's not coming from taxation, correct?
Correct. It's
Correct.
coming from the tax sheltered funds that we have set aside through the TIF district.
Where does that money come from initially?
It comes from your taxation.
It comes from tax.
It does come from
It
tax.
initially comes
Federal,
from
probably.
taxation,
Okay.
from improvements within the TIF district.
Okay,
It's a percentage, it's sheltered, it doesn't affect your municipal valuation for your county and school budget. It's kind of sheltered during the time that it's in the TIF.
Stuff like this.
And it is specifically
And it's
utilized under,
also limited
correct.
to marketing expenses of like $5,000 to $10,000.
That's for the community grant section, but you can still appropriate differences.
Uh,
They're not applying for
50 grand.
50 grand. They didn't apply for a community or marketing grant. In this case, they're asking for a specific allotment.
There's
Such
more
as
of a
what we
draw
allot for
the
trails.
barbecue fest than there is with a library. I'm sorry.
well, and that's, I mean, and I guess the way that I'm looking at this is, I mean, obviously I'm younger than everybody here.
You call me old?
No, not at all, not at all.
He was looking at me.
Emily's not that much older than I am. The way that I look at this is we have growth going on in town. We want to promote growth, and I think the lake is one of them. And if we're gonna put money in, don't get me wrong, the lake's a big one. But I mean, I think we need to have something that people get excited about. That's huge. I mean, that would be a really great thing. I don't fully understand, how the TIF works and if it's only related to advertising expenses.
No,
But
I'm not saying that.
Mhm.
I'm saying that I don't know how they applied.
Mhm.
I'm saying no based on what we've been presented here today. Because under TIF, if you're looking for marketing expenses and stuff, it's limited.
I'm sure I have the paperwork in my book if you'd like to see it.
5,000. Well, I'm not gonna go through it all tonight, but anyway, that's where I'm at.
Which is totally fine.
Yeah.
no, I guess I like the idea. I mean, I guess I would be for it in my personal opinion. I think, and does it sound like this would be like if everything were to go really well, like a yearly type of thing?
And
Yeah.
we
I think
continue.
that would be great.
I don't know if you guys remember years ago, we did the Marketing Unity out here. And we had Unity Days, which was one day.
Yeah.
We did it over here in the baseball field.
Yep.
And that was, that brought in quite a few people.
That was a few years ago. The
Right.
baseball field just went over here.
It brought in quite a few people,
Yeah.
So this is like, this is like.
You were talking about having private vendors there too for sale.
So there's
Yeah,
gonna
that would be great. I mean,
So-
I know right off the bat, I know 2 or 3 real great barbecue guys that are, somewhat local. They do, racetracks and different events, things like that. I mean, not only are you, helping the town, but you're also helping, local
Yeah,
vendors.
so they're looking at having like vendors in the facility, music, fireworks, kind of like crafters, music, kind of like making it an all around, well, full day
Are they
festival.
Are they looking for amusement rights too, or no?
No,
I think
Nope.
just some sort of festival.
more kind of in line how the Whoopie Pie Festival, Hot Dog Festival is. It's kind of, but it'd be
Yeah, it's a
located
different category.
as,
So you have the fairs, but then you have these, like you just mentioned, those
Yeah.
festivals.
Yeah.
And those festivals, I have found when I've done nonprofit stuff in them, are better
attended.
attended than the fairs. They're better.
And they're attended with people with money.
Yeah.
That are coming into the community to
Have
to-
you guys
to
ever been
spend.
to a barbecue festival?
Yes,
I have not.
I lived in Texas for.
I've been
Yeah.
to a barbecue
So I'm
festival.
saying-
I've been to Texas, but I've never.
I've been to the Whoopie Pie Festival. I'm a vendor at the Whoopie Pie Festival. I've
I've done
been,
those
There you go.
things.
and
Another
I mean,
answer.
people spend money. I mean,
So
they
I
spend
just-
serious money.
I just don't.
I've been to one down New Hampshire, Mass border. That's where the beer company is there. And, that's a 3-day event.
At
And-
Anheuser?
Oh, they can be
Yeah,
big.
they do it right
They
there.
do.
They can be big.
And the
Yeah,
amount of
that's-
people that
a lot
are
of
there,
people take that
it's like
pretty
coming around
serious,
fair.
but
You know,
who
it's like
knows?
how-
I mean,
Bangor does one, I guess now too, and stuff, and they draw in a lot of people. So this would, if it pans out, it'd be great, Barry McCormick did a concert one time right here at the grocery store, I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
And you couldn't stand in the parking lot was packed, and that was one day, but just live music, So this is, this is gonna be well advertised. It's gonna bring in different people from different areas, competition.
yeah, I mean, it seems like a stretch, but
You gotta invest in the community if you want your community to grow. We've lost a lot in this community. We've lost the college, we've lost a lot in the community. And, there's nothing else, I feel like we're dormant right now. We got Mafka that happens once a time and that's it. Once in a big while, we get a big fishing derby down at the pond. But
They do the ice races this year?
Yeah, there's lots this past
that,
weekend.
That's bringing,
that's growing
that's
Yeah.
growing. The
Yeah.
races are bringing in
Exponentially,
people, But we've lost a big, in my opinion, a big part of the community, which was the college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You think
that was-
about the amount of people that come here, that might eat in town because of the college. And you figure each year we probably kept 1 or 2, maybe 3 or more people that stayed in that community, which made the community change in dynamics and grow, and we don't have that no more. And I personally, I feel like, we're like a 1 mil town right now. And it won't take much for us to, I'm afraid that it won't take much for us to just be a 1 mil town with nothing left here. You look at everything that, storefronts that have gone. I came into town and I officially moved here in 99, but I came into Unity in 89. And I remember a lot of you locals who've been here your whole life. There was a lot here, a lot. We had, the whole pit stop was full.
Yeah, you had a
Homestead.
restaurant, the
Homestead,
Homestead
yeah,
restaurant.
Way back, let's go to the Homestead, the Co-op on
Yeah.
Main Street. There was a
Den.
agency liquor store, I know, because I used to
The
walk down
beverage- the
from
beverage
Eastview
mill.
Dome to go buy a $2 pizza and get a 6-pack and walk back up
Yeah.
The beverage mill.
The beverage mill. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So we have a motion and seconded for 0 recommendation from the budget committee. Are we ready for a vote or are we, okay, all in favor to recommend 0, raise your hand. All opposed,
3-2.
3-2, so it's 0 by the budget committee.
Okay.
They may be at the town meeting and change your opinion.
Again,
I would-
Yeah, it's possible, I mean,
My
I will provide
position
more
is based
information.
on the
You make a-
information
Right.
that we got presented to.
Right, give me more.
You want me
info.
to spend $30 in tax money on two guys that wanna have a barbecue party?
That's all we have in front of us right now.
Yeah. And
And an
that's,
idea.
I can't approve spending tax money like that. I'd take that $30,000 and build a dock.
Well, Larry, I have to say, I agree with you.
You want a dock too?
Let's improve the waterfront a hell of a lot more than putting maybe another.
Again,
float
this
out.
may be
Yeah.
spent, this may be good money, but from what I got here now, I can't approve it.
Come on, Bart.
Amen, I'm done. Next.
Insurance.
Yeah, so we're doing insurance and,
We don't have any choice.
Yeah, so
So
I
moved.
changed, this is one of the categories that changed from last night. Our audit for workers' comp was higher. Basically, it's just adjusted based on what the premiums are, so based on what was spent, so.
all
It
in
is what it
favor?
is.
Yep. Opposed, It's unanimous. And then we
Debt
jump ourselves to debt service, and we have again, no choice.
Yes, so moved.
Okay.
Versus all in favor? Opposed?
And you're done.
That's all, folks.
I know, a few years since I've heard that.
yeah.
All right,
Cool.
they've been out.
Motion to adjourn.
yeah, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Imagine my phone will be ringing.
Yes, all right. I'm gonna end the live
Mr.
stream.
Salty will be calling,
He won't.
maybe.